of the issues, if it was actually, if the appliances worked and if the foundational issues were good and the leaks in the ceiling was
It
good.
can't be a nice place if it has habitability issues.
Right,
If
we're
you're saying
saying
you-
it could, we're saying that.
Okay, I'm gonna talk, and when I talk, you stop the talking. And both of you all can't talk at the same time. The court reporter here has to type everything that's being stated here. When you start talking over each other, she can't do that, okay? So you can't both have habitability issues in your complaint and then say it's a nice place and you want to stay there. Because when you have a habitability issue, you're essentially alleging that they have constructively evicted you because the condition of the property is so grotesque that you couldn't live there safely. But yet you still live there and allegedly for the last 4 months has not paid rent, nor have you put 4 months worth of rent into escrow. And I'm not saying that you may not have had to purchase some things. Let's say you did have to buy a refrigerator 1 month to replace the refrigerator because it wasn't working. Okay, well then you need to show or demonstrate at the time that my $14.95 minus $300 is escrowed. And here's the receipt for when I purchased this appliance. That's not what I'm getting here.
We have it all. We're
We have
ready
all-
to present our case.
So
You don't have it because I asked you, do you have the 4 months rent? And then you don't have it all.
So
In order to have a right to a jury trial, you were supposed to put your rent in escrow.
So the whole reason we requested a jury trial is because the contract that we signed for the lease was signed under false pretenses. It was presented to us in a completely different way of the ownership. They also gave us fake names and fake phone numbers, and they told us that they had a project management company in Grand Rapids, and they had a Grand Rapids VoIP number. Mike is who we've been dealing with, but we're pretty
Who's
sure
Mike?
Mike is actually
That's who Mike
him.
is.
We think.
Okay. Who's Mike?
Mike is in Grand Rapids, correct? He's a local property manager.
Mike was a property manager.
What's Mike's last name?
States.
Where do you think Mike is based?
That's his middle name.
I have proof that his analysis is Michael Spates.
That his analysis.
Yeah.
His alias.
Is it- oh.
Sorry.
Are you Michael Spates?
Sure am.
So why didn't you just tell me on the record that you were Michael Spates? Is there another Michael Spates?
No, my full name is Gideon Michael Sagai Spitz.
So why are you saying it's somebody in Grand Rapids?
I didn't say it was somebody in Grand Rapids.
Right.
Our company is registered.
I just said, who was Michael Spates? You all just played a whole,
We have all the proof.
stop talking when I'm talking. You just played a
Sorry,
whole
I'm
game
so
in
sorry.
here.
So sorry.
Why?
I use
Why did you say I'm Michael Spates?
the name that I use for property management is Michael Spitz.
Why wasn't that your answer when I asked who Michael Spates was? No, you spoke in the third person because you wanted to make the court believe that it was somebody other than you, which is lying. Anything else?
Yeah, so they also have many different LLCs that are connected to this LLC to dodge taxes. We have a lot of proof of that as well.
Okay. I have an escrow order here for your motion for escrow. You said the rent is how much?
$14.95 per month, Your Honor.
$14.95, and you're stating that they have not paid escrow or paid rent since when, allegedly?
It's for April, May, June, and July, Your Honor.
And we're almost to August.
Yes.
Your last name now is Kiss, ma'am? That a yes?
Yeah.
Other than a refrigerator, what else have you needed to purchase allegedly?
All the food that has been spoiled that we have receipts for.
But, so you're saying you had food in the refrigerator and your refrigerator stopped working?
It's been broken.
Yeah.
It's been broken
Since we moved in,
When
yeah,
did you move in?
February 11th, 22nd,
And you notified him that the refrigerator was broken?
2 days after we moved in.
Okay, and it wasn't keeping your food cold?
No,
It took them 3 months to get us a new refrigerator, and then when it was delivered, it was stolen off our porch in the time we went to Florida to get married, and they illegally entered our home without our consent.
and his lawyer.
I'm
confirmed
sorry,
that.
you're both talking. I got the process one at a time. You requested a new refrigerator. They did deliver one, but they delivered it while you were out of town.
So yeah, about 3 months later, and then in the time that we were gone in Florida getting married, our house was entered by them. They said because we were gone for an extended period of time and they were allowed to do that. Then they didn't notify us, and in that exact
Who's
time,
they? You received this information electronically, you're saying?
them.
His
No,
lawyer.
their lawyer confirmed this, that they.
When you say
entered
their
our
lawyer, you're
home.
talking about Mr. Garlinghouse?
Yes,
Said that they entered into your property?
yes.
They were allowed to because we were gone for so long. How did they know we were gone?
Right, and then
Entered
they-
in your property, what? I'm confused. If they were dropping off or supposed to be installing a refrigerator, how did it not end up in the property?
these are two separate.
Okay, so that's why I'm confused, because you
Yeah.
said it as one incident. So
it
they
happened at the
delivered
same
they
time.
delivered a refrigerator and it was left on your porch?
Right.
And you were in Florida then?
No, this was a couple of days before we went to Florida.
So you were home when it was delivered
Yes.
and you
but-
knew the delivery was coming?
No,
Why did you not know that I'm talking to him. Why did you not know the delivery was coming?
I knew the day before, but I didn't know the time, so it just got left on the porch.
You knew the delivery was coming?
Yeah.
Why wasn't someone there to receive the delivery?
They just left it on the porch.
No, I didn't ask you what they did. Why wasn't someone, you or your wife, or another responsible person there to receive the delivery if you were advised that a new refrigerator was being delivered?
Because we work and we didn't have a time frame of when it was going to be delivered. Just a day.
You have your hand raised, ma'am.
Yeah, when Gideon said that they were knocking on our door and they weren't.
How do you know? You say you weren't there.
I was home. The fridge was delivered right before we went to Florida.
He just said no one was home, you all work. You say you're home.
I don't work.
You don't work.
I work.
Okay, so now you're lying.
No, I was at work.
I want 4 months rent in escrow at the court in the next 7 days, otherwise you have a non-jury trial. 4 months of your
We don't
rent,
have,
$4,485.
You don't have the.
That's not my problem, that's your problem. That's the order of the court. Any additional matters for the record?
Yes, how do we file for this lease that was signed under false pretenses with them?
What do you mean file for the lease?
Or to get our money back from this
You already
fraudulent,
have
from this
haven't you,
fraudulent lease.
haven't you
that
already
they had
filed a
signed.
countersuit?
Yeah, but you're saying that we're not gonna be able to have,
No, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
okay,
I said if you want a jury trial, which is when we bring in members of the public.
Right.
There's certain rules that you need to follow, and you have to show that you are operating in good faith. You can't stay in someone's property and you don't even at minimum put your rent in escrow at the court. You have to escrow your rent with the court to show that although I'm alleging that there's a condition of the property, I have the ability to pay the rent. I'm not just trying to live for free and use this as an excuse. And so you've been living there, and it sounds like since April, there's been no payments at all. The court or the jury will make a determination at the time of whether or not you have the lawful right to withhold your rent, but we're not there yet. Until that determination is made, your rent, it should be held in escrow at the court. You've not escrowed anything. I'm ordering that you do that immediately. If you do not escrow, you do not lose your right to have a trial. It's just the jury trial that you lose.
right,
That's the issue. So you still have the right to present your evidence in court. It just, you don't get to have a jury trial.
okay.
both parties better come in here ready to tell the truth and the whole truth, because I can tell you right now unequivocally, I will sanction you myself if you all come in here and play these games again. Both of you have been dishonest. Yes.
Can we ask the defendants if they would like to just proceed with the trial today, if they know that they do not have the funds to put in escrow?
Trial today.
There will be, not, it would not be a jury trial, it would be a non-jury
Well,
trial.
then we need to prepare for that because you wanted us to read up on, you know.
Well, that was if you wanted to have a jury trial. You told me you
Okay.
wanted a jury trial. He's asking if you want to waive your jury trial and have a non-jury trial today.
Like with you.
I would be the judge. You all don't have to, you can go outside and talk about it privately.
Okay.
You can take your stuff with you, sir. Mr. Smith. Do we have Paul Bishop and Whitney Bishop here? No?
I believe on Bishop, we had provided notice to the clerk's office yesterday afternoon that that it could be canceled. He had tendered documents. We resolved and completed the examination.
Oh, okay, so Bishop is canceled and Vanola is also canceled.
What was the second name, Your Honor?
Vanola, Vannoller.
I don't see that. I don't believe we've got service. Was that? Usually if
That
it's not on
makes
my
sense,
list. Yeah, I don't think we did complete the exam in the breakout room for Michael Stahl. And I have two others, Muzambi and Oversmith, that were at 8:30.
Is Jeremy Oversmith here? Mr. Oversmith has failed to appear and this was set for show cause bench warrant can issue.
Thank you, Your Honor. We will prepare and submit for bond consideration purposes what looks like we've got a balance right now of 1527 and 76 cents.
You can do 10%.
We'll prepare and submit that on Jeremy Oversmith. Thank you, Your Honor. Terrence Mozambi was also scheduled for a creditor exam, not a show cause.
Okay, is
Personal
Muzambi
service
present? I don't see Muzambi here. Let's see, show cause can issue.
We'll prepare and submit that, Your Honor, and we have a wage assignment to put on the record in the stall matter.
Okay, this is Lafcue versus Michael Stahl, 24-08653. You're Mr. Stahl? Thank you. Council appearance for the record.
For plaintiff Lafcue, Tim Smith, P48259.
Okay, Michael Stahl is coming to the podium. He is present in court. You can put your wage assignment on the record, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. We completed the Q&A portion of the creditor examination. He is employed and gets paid weekly through CATA. We have discussed and agreed to a $50 per weekly pay period wage assignment through the employer CATA in this matter. We'd like to simply prepare and submit that straight to the court. I'm assuming, Mr. Stahl, have I stated our agreement correctly?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and Mr. Stahl, you're agreeing to allow Mr. Smith to sign the wage assignment on your behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions for the court?
I do not.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Stahl.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stahl.
I'm all set.
You are set. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Have a good one. Sir? Butler. Who's handling that one? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Dort Financial Credit versus Charlesetta Mason, 24-02635.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrew Galsher, P52839 on behalf of Dort Financial.
And you are Miss Charlesetta Mason?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today was the date scheduled for a debtor's examination. Counsel, did you all meet already?
Yes, we did.
Okay, have you resolved the matter?
We made good progress. However, we would like to set a control date and for the documents that we requested.
How much time are you looking for?
2 to 3 weeks would be great, if that works for Ms. Mason.
Does that work for you, Ms. Macon?
Give me a month. Give me a month.
You need a month because of whatever's going on with your arm?
Girl, yeah, I broke
Who
my
you calling, girl?
collarbone. I'm sorry. I apologize, Rhonda.
Okay,
I ain't gonna do.
so let's see here.
I broke my collarbone.
Okay, you broke your collarbone. It's gonna take you a little bit more time to try to gather the documents. So you're requesting 30 days?
Yes. August 26th at 2.
August 26th at 2.
Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any questions for the court? We'll get you a notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record? Counsel, can you hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're cutting out there for a moment. Just confirming, you said August 26th at 2 p.m.?
That's correct.
Okay. No other questions at this point, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you, Ms. Mason.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. Hope your arm heals or your collarbone.
I know, thank you. I know. I broke it 2 places.
Okay. Did you get your notice, ma'am? Have a seat. We'll give you your notice to appear, so you don't forget the date. Okay, let's see. Shaheen Stalmashenko versus Tyler Hall and Hannah Marcus, 24-03784. No defendants. What's your name? Okay. No one has appeared for Hall or Marcus. Did you want us to set it for show cause? Find out why they didn't appear? Do you understand what I'm saying? You can stay standing.
Okay,
Do you understand what I'm saying? Or do you need an interpreter?
no, I do understand.
Okay. They did not appear. And so when they don't appear, I can set it for a show cause, which sends them notice for them to appear and explain why they failed to appear or provide the documents you're requesting. And then if they fail to respond to that, then I can get a bench warrant for you.
Thank you.
Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I need you to go down 1 floor to the 5th floor civil department and have them help you with the paperwork for a show cause, okay? Tell them you need to file a show cause.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it for now.
I have to say something. You were sharp and you were fair.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Last one, Carolina Flats. Okay. Carolina Flats versus Griselda Perez, 25-02701.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jen Wilburn, P83143 for plaintiff.
Okay, let's see here. Perez. I can open this. Just a moment, just opening the file. Why is it not opening the file? Okay, today was the date scheduled for a motion to set aside a default judgment. Ms. Perez appeared to the court on the 14th and filed a motion to set aside default. She said she was not aware of the last court date that I would still have the right to speak on my behalf for this case. I did not leave until I was handed another paper, which I thought was my next court date. Due to the misunderstanding, I would like to hold off on the decision so that I can speak with the judge. I'm not 100% clear on what decision you're holding off on though, ma'am. What decision are you talking about?
I'm sorry. So that again is misunderstanding. So I thought that that was a decision made, when, so when I came back to court, and I had spoke with you about, filing the motion, I definitely was not, I guess, understanding clearly on what was going on. I really was confused as to what the paper was stating, and that is why I ended up showing up on the 14th when I didn't actually have a court date. But I do want to take it back and fill you in on some things if you're all right with that. It'll only take me like a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so I first moved into Carolina Flats February 21st. I paid March 7th for my rent, and I also paid April 3rd for my rent. I was taken to court on 5/3 through 5/15 around that time for rent, for non-payment of rent, but the original court paper I got said that I was only paid up till March, which I do have proof of that I have paid up not only April, but I have proof that I had paid into May, which was majority of my rent for May. But that's where I'm confused at as to how they're giving me an eviction for the month of May when I was supposed to be on a flex payment. So that means that my payments were supposed to be broken up into 2 payments for the month to be paid in full. They processed my eviction notice before I could even make my second payment for the month. And not only that, but they unlawfully changed my locks somewhere between 5/17 and 5/23. I never got a notice of them changing my locks. Still to this day, I have no notice that they changed the locks. They left my door unlocked. I have gotten no keys from them. I had to go purchase another deadbolt for my lock, and I had to get I don't know what the thing is called. I think it's a door stopper to like secure the door for my back door. Nothing else has been fixed in my unit either. I had a broken window since like the second week I moved in, and it's just me and my girls. I had to go about that myself with getting it fixed. And luckily, I was able to fix that myself because there was just a shooting outside my back door, and it's just me and my girls. Again, that window has been broken since like the second week since I moved in. I've contacted them about it. They said they were going to replace it. I have not gotten that replaced. There's a couple other things that I had not gotten fixed. I do have a longer list of things that did not get fixed. Some of them I did put tickets in for, some of them I did not. And then with all this going on, like during the wrongful eviction, it has caused a mental breakdown, and I was forced to resign from my job. I'm having anxiety attacks, and I'm just really stressed out because I'm so confused as to how I'm being evicted when I've been paid up this whole time. And now I'm not, due to this whole situation just snowballing. And now I'm being charged for court fees as well that I believe that I do not owe, especially because I feel like I'm being wrongly evicted. I also have been trying to seek help. I've applied to DHS for help. I've got my decision letters. They denied me. I have tried reaching out to other parties such as St. Vincent, other local charities, Advent House, St. Gerard's. I've just been looking into like just other places to try to help me pay up towards what they're saying I owe, which again, I feel like is not correct because they have been trying to overcharge me since the second month I had been here. Let's see. And then, yeah, and then the last time I had came to court, like I was telling you, I did speak with their lawyer. I had asked him to give me a minute because I was having anxiety. And when I went back into the courtroom, he had given me a piece of paper and told me that I could leave. When I was leaving, I heard him say that it doesn't matter anyways, because he had already told you guys, forgive my language, but that I didn't give a crap, which is not at all the case because I came back in after I had spoke with him, but I wasn't able to speak with you because I think you had already left. So that is why I filed the motion, because I definitely wanted to speak on my behalf. I did speak with legal aid, and they did tell me that that I have a case, but for some reason they wouldn't take it. And again, of course, like the unlawfully coming into my home, and I still to this day do not have any type of notice from them for the locks. But I am definitely trying to prepare myself for whatever happens next. I don't feel comfortable living here anymore due to just not feeling safe in my own home. Again, it's just me and my two girls. I've been calling shelters to try to find somewhere else to stay. I don't have much help from family. So, yeah, I'm looking into other ways to get help with this. And I feel like I don't deserve an eviction. And yeah, I feel because of this, I don't believe an eviction would be right. I'm willing to move out without an eviction and pay what I do owe them, because I'm not in denial that I don't owe them, especially now with things snowballing. And I believe they broke the lease contract when they changed my locks. That I feel like is a breach of contract. So I don't feel like I should be evicted. Like I don't feel like I should have the eviction on my record.
Thank you for explaining that. Counsel, did you want to respond?
Briefly, Judge. From my understanding, if I heard correctly, she agrees rent is owed. At this point, it looks like May, June, and July are outstanding. In the motion, I don't see that there is good cause or a meritorious defense outlined. I did speak to my client who is present in the courtroom. There are no outstanding work orders, and I believe Ms. Perez even admitted she did not place work orders for everything. My client can't address something that they don't know about. As far as the locks, my client is looking into that. That's the first my client is hearing of it. But ultimately, I didn't hear good cause or a meritorious defense, which are required to set aside the judgment.
Thank you. I recognize that her filing does not necessarily outline good cause or meritorious defense. However, the court has found good cause and meritorious defense, and I'll explain here on the record why. Ms. Perez appeared to the court previously on her scheduled pretrial date. When she appeared for a pretrial date, it was via Zoom. I believe she was in a car. I was unclear based on how she presented herself, as if she was coherent or maybe under the influence. I ordered her to appear immediately in person, to which she did. She showed up immediately. The court officer greeted her and identified that she was ill. And because of that, I gave her a next court date and sent her away because she was ill. The day of her hearing, Ms. Perez did not appear on time. And the person that appeared in court, which was not you, Ms. Wilburn, requested a default judgment. As I was signing the default judgment, and it was only 10 minutes late, just for the record, Ms. Perez walked into the courtroom with, I believe, her mother. I told the attorney, she's here now, you need to go speak with her. She and the attorney stepped out shortly thereafter, and I'm sitting waiting on the bench. The attorney comes back, tells me that she said, forget this, or other language to that effect, and that she left. I then immediately found it to be odd, because why would she come all the way here for a hearing with her mother? And then when she steps out to talk to you, she says, forget this, and she walks off. And so I was not advised that she was given a piece of paper or that she returned back to the court and was told that she should leave or that it didn't matter. That is inappropriate. And so last week, Tuesday, when I was running my city ordinance docket, she appeared in my courtroom. I couldn't remember exactly her name. I couldn't remember her name at all. I just vaguely remembered her face. I asked my court officer who it was. My court officer at the time did almost the same thing that the attorney did. She shooed Ms. Perez away, told her she didn't have a court date today. But my question was, what was the lady's name? Because I assumed she wasn't on my docket, because my docket for that morning was done. And I assume she's here because she needs some assistance. And I asked a question because I wanted that answer. When I finally got her name, I told my court officer to get her back in here. I believe security had to track her down before she left the premise. She returned to the court. She indicated that she was provided a paper from whoever represented the Cox law firm at that time, that paper had maybe an email on it and a date on it. And she believed that when that date was for the 14th, she believed that was the day she was supposed to appear back in court to talk to the judge. So she appeared a second time, showing that she thought this was the day because he sent me away the other day I was here. I don't know why the attorney would not have allowed the court or my court staff to be made aware that she had came back or that she stepped away because there was some anxiety or whatever's going on. I don't know why that information was there. I can only ascertain that because he had already gotten a default signed, that he wanted that default to be entered. And I find that to be problematic. She's made statements here on the record today that she does agree that she owes some rent, but that she believes that she's disputing the amount and that her rent should have been paid, I guess, in part, one portion per month, one portion of the month and another portion at another part of the month. The concern or question about locks being changed is ridiculous, if true, that someone would go and change her locks and that she doesn't have a copy of a key. I don't know anything about the condition of the property issues. She didn't really go into detail. I would agree that if there was conditions of the property that the landlord should have been notified of it. But I think the way she was treated by a counsel from the Cox law firm the first time, including her dispute about the amount she actually owes and the concern about the security in the property being that her locks were changed and she's not been provided a copy of the lock warrants a meritorious defense. And so the default set aside, this matter will be set for hearing.
Thank you, Judge. Will the court provide notice or are we going to get a date now?
I'm going to get you a date right now.
Okay.
August 13th at 2. August 13th at 2. Ms. Perez, you do not leave the building when you appear unless the court tells you you're all set.
Yes, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from me, Judge. Just to confirm that's in person, correct?
That is in person at the court.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set.
I do have a question, Your Honor.
Yes.
Should I continue to look for alternate housing?
That's up to you, ma'am. You can, and I don't know if you appeared or actually saw the video last time you were here that went over your rights. There are certain rights that you have as part of an eviction proceeding. And then you also have certain ways that you can resolve this matter. And this matter can be resolved in a number of ways. You can get a conditional dismissal, you can proceed to a trial, you can have a hearing and the court make a decision as to whether or not you're going to be evicted, or you can enter judgment by consent. You can talk to Ms. Wilburn privately and try to see if you all can work this matter out. If you do, you can put it on the record for the court and we don't have to proceed with this any further. And resolving it could even include you coming to a resolution about when you will vacate. But that's up to you all if you want to resolve it, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, and so I'm assuming you want to, do you want to meet with her now or you want to wait? I don't know.
I'll wait. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you in person on August 13th.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you remove her, please? Jaleesa Jones versus Elite Professional, 25-01992. State your name for the record, please.
Jaleesa Jones.
Jaleesa Jones.
Yes, ma'am.
You are Elite, representative for Elite Professional.
Yeah, Elite Professional Management. I'm Jennifer Allen.
Okay, this is a small claims appeal. Let's see here. Is this a claim about non-payment of a security deposit? Is that what it says?
Yes.
Okay. Have a seat for now. I'm just reviewing this. Real quick. Okay, this is your case. You can begin your proofs, ma'am. Your case. You're bringing the lawsuit for return of your security deposit, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm a little confused.
Yes.
Because this is an appeal.
Yeah, but it's de novo. That means it starts all over.
Okay, gotcha. So I moved into the unit June 1st, 2023. And I stayed there for almost 2 years. I moved out February. I had all this. February 13th was my move out date.
February 13th of which year? This year?
Of 2020. Yes, ma'am.
February 13th, 2025.
Yes, ma'am. I gave my 30-day notice 30 days before February 13th. I did the walkthrough and I was never given an itemized list. I contacted them multiple times, which I have documentation for this, asking for, the prorated amount of rent. Because that's where all this started from. Before I sent my 30-day notice, I spoke with Tanya, which I guess is now their previous representative. I spoke with her when I gave my 30-day notice, and I asked her, since I'm moving out in the middle of the month, how much will the rent be? Won't it be prorated? She first told me that it would be the whole amount of rent. And I'm like, well, I'm not staying. She said, well, you know what? I'm going to find out for you. So time goes by and I contacted them a few more times. And then when the February 5th came around and I spoke with Tanya, and then I sent the email as well asking for the rental amount. Like, what is the prorated amount so I can be done with this? I kept getting the runaround, I kept emailing them. I never got the amount. So I leave out and I let them know that, I'm out of the unit, it's cleared out, what about my security deposit? And they told me there's a walkthrough. We did the walkthrough. And then after that, I still heard nothing from them. After we did the walkthrough, I gave them their key. I kept emailing them, asking them what's the prorated amount for rent? When will I be getting my security deposit? I have every single, at least 10 of those. And I heard nothing back up until I had to get an attorney, and they sent them a letter, and I have emails for that as well. Sent them a letter asking them for 2 times the amount of rent at this point. And that's when they sent my attorney an itemized list and said that they did it on a certain day, and all these charges of damage or stuff that I did, which I did not. And I have pictures of that as well. That's where we're at. Sorry, I was under the assumption, but
Under what assumption, man?
I thought that since they were appealing it, that they just
come on.
right, and I just had to
I get it.
dispute them. So I had everything in the first one, but now I don't. So I'm kind of a little thrown off.
What did you have in the first one that you don't have now? I'm not following what you're saying.
I had a breakdown of the dates, everything, each form of
Okay,
communication. Yeah, even my paperwork was set in a certain order. So. But that's pretty much why we're here.
Okay. How much was your security deposit?
It was $11.95, I believe.
$11.95. That's what you're suing for, $11.95?
I'm suing for 2 times the amount of rent because they didn't give me my itemized list within 30 days after our walkthrough, according to Michigan law.
And you say you have some text message communications?
Yes, ma'am. I have, when I first, my first documented communication to Tanya about a few things that were wrong, including the time I spoke with her on the 4th, as we spoke briefly about rental.
Which month?
That was February
Of this year?
of this year.
And Tanya is the person that you're saying used to be there and it's now.
That's who I dealt with from the beginning when I first moved in. It's Tanya. That's all.
And Tanya's no longer there, is what you're saying?
That's what they said last with the magistrate.
Oh, okay, got it. What other proofs do you have, ma'am?
All right, and then I also have, in defense of the damages, when I finally got the itemized list, in defense of that, I have my pictures on how I left the unit, and basically that's the last part. But I don't feel like I have to, they lost the right to do that because they didn't send me the itemized list. They didn't respond back to my emails asking them profusely for the prorated rental amount. So now since we are here and they never gave it to me, it's past the 30 days and they forfeit that quote unquote damage that they say I did.
When did they notify you of this alleged damage, you said?
It was when I got my email from So April 10th, I sent the email to, the attorney sent the email to them. And then I got the response back, I believe, April 20th. But I have that here though. Just have to get through all these pictures.
Yeah, if you can take some time to organize that for me, because I'm gonna have you give it to me, but I want it organized that way, okay?
Definitely do that. Yes, ma'am. That's true. That's my contact. Issues. I think I have everything now as far, did you want every single piece of the,
Everything that you want me to consider in support of your claim that you are owed $11.95 times 2.
these are all the communications I have. These are just the communications I have stating of the old rent.
Have you seen these already, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the first thing I see here is a email. It looks like it's going to someone by the name of Tanya on February 5th, and that's of this year, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You were indicating that the heat's not working, that you have it on 84 and it's not going past 66. It's 27 degrees tonight and we are double layering to make sure we don't get cold. And you attached a picture for reference. The ceiling is not fixed. I put a tarp over it. When you have had someone come and pull that drooping ceiling that was filled with water down back in the beginning of December, no one has ever reached back out about this. Can you explain that?
Yes, this ceiling fell on my 6-year-old son. This big hole, that is the top, as soon as you walk in my home, into my room, it fell on my, parts of it fell on my son, and then they had someone come and pull the rest of it down out of a bathroom that literally never worked the whole time I was there. But when it finally worked, it caused the water to droop.
So the bathroom is in your unit
Mhm.
But you, is that yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And you never accessed or you could never use that bathroom, you're saying?
We never were able to use the bathroom from the moment I moved in until finally they fixed it, which caused finally this. Because
Okay,
we could
so,
use it eventually.
so this ceiling was underneath that.
Yes, ma'am.
What is this? What are these two pictures
This
of?
is just the tarp I had to put on there because they just had someone pull it from December 9th all the way up until the time I left. And the lady told me at the magistrate that it's still a hole in the wall.
So they came and removed the remaining portions of the falling ceiling, left it open, and you had to tarp it?
Yes, ma'am. From December 9th until I left out of 2024 up until I left out February 13th, 2025.
Okay, can you get those pictures to me?
And this is a 6 by 6 foot hole in the wall.
What area of the house was this in again?
As soon as you walk in the door, it's a room to the right, and then there's like an office area that I used while I worked.
Okay.
It's right there, like walking into my room through into the living room.
Okay. Let's see. Then it says on Tuesday, February 4th, which would be the day before you sent this email, we spoke briefly about a rental payment since I will be moving out on the 13th of February. I asked if there will be a prorated amount since I will not be here the whole month. You stated you will get back to me by the end of the day. I understand you have a lot going on, so I figured I would email you on this. For reference, I want to ensure that I am closing this chapter with you, all leaving nothing left to handle on my end. I also do not want to have a late fee added on, hence the reason for my reaching out. I want to make sure funds for my time living here, these 13 days are paid, making me qualified for my security or my deposit back. Number 4, quick note, the bathroom, as you know, has only been used a total of 4 months in my almost 2 years of renting here, which it seems it is what led to the ceiling leaking in December 2024. When the bathroom was finally fixed and able to be used and was unusable due to it causing a leaky ceiling. So we have not used it per usual, but we also still have the loud noise that comes on when only the light in there is switched on, including video for reference. Explain that, please.
When you turn on the light, when I first moved in, I turned on the light and it made this really loud screeching sound. And when we did the walkthrough, she took note of it, but nothing ever happened with it. And then when you flush the toilet, it made a really loud sound. That's why I couldn't, and it wouldn't flush.
This is the bathroom that's above the hole?
Yes, ma'am. So that's what it's in reference to. Like, it's still that sound, like it's still not fixed, and that was like storage. So we kept like our extra towels and like blankets and stuff in there. So whenever they would turn on the light, it would be a loud noise, and my son, my baby, he's scared of it. So I just threw that in there, like, y'all fix it.
And there was a video. Okay, in conclusion, I am not sure if the ceiling and the bathroom matter much in my case due to me leaving in 8 days, but I would like for someone to possibly come out here and look at the heat as these next few days are going to be pretty cold, and also a conclusion to our conversation about the rental payment. And then looks like the 17th. So at this point, you're out of the property, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. It looks like it's an email from you to the person identified as Tanya. I wanted to inform you that 311 Rumsey Ave, apartment 1 is all cleared. I moved out on the 13th of February, as we previously discussed. The home is all cleared out. I also wanted to touch bases with you about that rental amount I've been emailing you and calling about. I would like to complete this as soon as possible as we can all move forward. Furthermore, I'm giving you my forwarding address for my security deposit. You provide the forwarding address. please let me know how we will settle February 2025's rental payment and when to expect my security deposit. Thank you, smiley face. Looks like on the 17th, thank you for your email. I would like, that you respond.
That was the first response.
It's cut off. It looks like I would like to SC and then it got cut off. So I don't know what she's saying. And then I see your response here. Tomorrow is fine. So I'm assuming maybe she's trying to schedule something. I
Yes,
wasn't
ma'am.
aware of rent. I wasn't aware of the rent until Key returned, but thanks for making me aware. I look forward to walk through tomorrow. Are you able to call me or text me when you are on the way, as I'll be working and have to find coverage for that time? And she says we will be arriving for the walkthrough at 12:45 p.m. We will provide you with a 20-minute heads up prior to the arrival. I don't have what she said in response, but you're referencing something about rent. What's that about?
It should be in. Second, it should be in there because it's not in here. Called you again by February 8th.
Let me move on here. Tomorrow is fine. Okay, and then her next response also on the 17th. I read that one. Okay, it looks like another response on the 17th says, thank you for your email. I would like to schedule a move out, walkthrough and pick
There we go.
and key pickup at your convenience. Oh, this is the one that was missing. Got it. I am available tomorrow, February 18th, between 10 and 1. Please let me know if that time works for you. Please note, you will be charged rent until the keys are returned. Okay, and you will also be responsible for the prorated rent for February. Okay, so they agree it's going to be prorated. If you have any questions or need to discuss another time, feel free to reach out. Looking forward to hearing from you. And so you had your walkthrough on the 18th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's an email on the 20th to Tanya. Hello, I've been calling to get an exact amount of the rent due for the prorated amount of February. Last time I called on the 19th of February, I was told that you will call me back by the end of the day. Can you let me know? An update soon. I would love to get this taken care of as soon as possible. Thank you. February 24th, another email for prorated amount. Hello, sending another email as it has been over a week since I last called and was told that the amount is not known right now. I called today and left a voicemail and then called back and spoke with one of the front desk people. After placing me on hold, he came back to the phone and stated that my case was being passed to accounting and they will contact me no later than tomorrow. I look forward to hearing from you. And then this looks like a draft letter from April. Draft letter. This letter will not be mailed until we have approval.
Yeah, that was the attorney sending me, telling me, is it okay to like send that letter out?
Oh, to them. Okay.
Yes, to them. Because I still didn't hear anything back. So.
This was in April, he sent in a letter, but you got in February?
Yes, ma'am. Then they responded back April 20th. The itemized list. Right.
Your security deposit, you said is 1175 or 1195?
It's 1175. I
Okay.
apologize.
I think that was wrong. have something from Elite Professional move out sheet. It says date mailed with 2/19/25. Pre-deposit actual rent amount due at move out. So it's saying that you owed 513 at the time you moved out.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's the prorated amount you were asking for that they
Yes,
claimed it, okay. Let's see. Attached for physical damage to property, it says several holes. Nickel core size in bathroom. Photos attached. It's really small, I'm trying to read it. Bedroom, 1, many holes on walls and ceiling. Holes in the ceiling? I guess I should ask them about that now. Okay, let's see, bedroom 2, area next to window. There's one large hole. Looks like left stove extremely dirty. Stove was new. Yeah, cleaning is what they're saying. It says left 3 appliances in basement to remove. So they're saying $705. And something total unpaid old charges. I don't know what that is. So essentially, they're saying they owe you $43. Okay, and then there's a letter from a Jennifer Owens attached, our office. Received your letter, April 16, 2015. Looks like this, I'm trying to figure out when this response came through, but looks like maybe this was April 17th-ish. Any other evidence you have?
I do. In the email she sent me, she stated that I was disgusting, which she spelled wrong, but I have pictures of the day when I did move in. I have pictures and a checklist of when I moved in and how disgusting it actually was. And then I also have pictures of when I left and how nice it looked when I left. There's that, and then I think those are all the documents.
So you moved out on the 13th of February. Your position is that you notified them within 4 days by the 17th of the forwarding address, that you maintained regular communication. You did a walkthrough.
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
anybody highlight anything during the walkthrough to you?
She did not, except the things that were not fixed in the beginning.
Okay, and then you didn't get any response until after April 17th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have pictures?
Yes. These are the pictures, oh my goodness, before I moved in. You can see the dates on there as well. And then these are the pictures after, how the place looked after I moved out.
You spent good money on these prints and see, let's see here. This is supposed to be before you, or when you moved in?
That was when, sorry, that was my, my office in my school area.
Okay, but this picture was taken on the 23rd?
Yeah, that's just showing how pretty it looks. Sorry, that was not supposed to be in there. Those two
And that's
right there-
fine. What I'm saying is that this was February 23rd, 2024 though, correct?
2024.
2024, sorry, thank you.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this was a year before you moved out.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what this is?
That right there is a picture I took of, I guess the walls is like to show how I'm leaving out. I don't know if
Okay,
that's
so
the
this was
before or
pictures you taken as you left the property.
Yes,
Got it. And this is supposed to be a picture of the
clean
refrigerator?
refrigerator, yes, ma'am. That they said was disgusting and hired a special cleaning for it, but that's what they said, special cleaning. I don't see where.
What is this?
That right there is another picture showing one of the units that they said. That's one of the
One of the
rooms.
bedrooms?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Clear.
This looks like a bathroom. This is not the bathroom that didn't work though, is it?
I believe. Yes, ma'am. That is the bathroom that did not work.
Okay,
Clean that as well.
okay. And this is,
That is just another picture of a clear room from a different angle. That's the second bedroom upstairs.
okay, and this was the stove?
Yes, ma'am. That had to have a special cleaning.
Okay, let's see.
That she
This is the
stated.
stairs. So you took pictures before you joined the walkthrough? Is that what this is?
No, I took pictures before I left. I didn't take
Before you
pictures.
left,
during the
got
walkthrough.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
And so there was a, it looked like,
Another picture.
there's a air conditioning unit there. Is that yours?
Yep, but I took it with me. I
Oh,
just
okay.
hurried up and snapped the pictures because we were gonna grab it.
Got it. So essentially you're showing that what you're attempting to show in these pictures is that you live in the property in room set condition.
Yes, ma'am. It was way better than when I got it. And you'll see that. The next set.
There's a lot of pictures here. Okay, I don't know what this is.
That one is just one of the holes in the walls when I first moved in. If you look at the date on
Oh,
there,
okay.
that's affected the
2023.
ceiling.
Oh, there was a hole in 2023.
Yes, ma'am, when I first moved in.
Okay, and so, got it. And then these are from 2023.
Yes, ma'am, just showing the dirt and the grime.
And this is the bathroom, I'm assuming, is this the one that didn't work?
No, that's the one, the only one that worked.
Oh.
That was what I moved into on the first, as you can see.
It almost looks like the one that didn't work looked better than this one. I
Okay.
don't know I don't see the whole picture.
Sorry.
What is this?
That right there shows the burn hole, like the burns on the sink.
In
when
the
I first moved
bathroom,
in.
like
Yes,
someone
ma'am.
had a curling iron or something?
Or something.
Or
I just
something.
didn't want them to say it was me.
Oh, so you took these, I see the dates,
Yes.
June 1st, June 12th, you said you moved in the property June 1st, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see here.
That was another picture of the thing coming off the wall a little bit because it would fall and it was really
Okay.
dirty.
And it looks, I don't know if you pulled the refrigerator out, is that dirt
If you-
behind the refrigerator?
Yes, ma'am, you're gonna get more, but if you look, that's where she called me disgusting. It's the same exact stain that I didn't clean the outside. I cleaned the inside of the refrigerator when I first moved in, but it's the same one that she called me disgusting
These are
on.
from June 2023.
Yes, ma'am. I moved it out the way. It was rat poop all behind there. I had to clean it and move the unit. Yes, and that's some more dirt. And there's no handle on that door.
Okay, I was gonna say, what is this, a door?
Yes, ma'am, no handle on
What
the
are
door.
the
They never
spots on
fixed
the
it.
door? What is that?
Those look like holes.
That's what I was thinking. Are those holes of some sort?
Right, and that was when I first moved in.
Okay, looks like, I don't know what this is.
That right there is just showing some of the damage, so they wouldn't say it was me when
Got
I
it.
first moved in.
And explain this picture.
Oh, that picture is showing the glass that fell on my 6-year-old son when I first moved in too, but he was actually 4 going on 5, and it cut him.
Glass fall from where?
It's a window in the office area.
Okay.
It fell on him, and when he went to lift it, it's glass underneath there.
That's more glass.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So when I told them they had somebody come out and fix it, but instead they sealed it shut. We couldn't get out of it.
Okay, you saw these pictures, correct, ma'am?
No, but I've seen them with you now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I can send them down for you to see if you need to.
That's okay.
Okay, all right, any other proofs, ma'am?
No, ma'am, other than the 6 by 6 foot hole in the ceiling.
We have those pictures.
Yes, ma'am, that they charged me 150 for those small holes per room was 150 in an itemized list. I don't understand how that is that much versus this 6 by 6 big old hole that never got fixed that fell on my son. So those were the end of it. These were just the hole again.
Okay,
That's
thank
right.
you. You can make your defense.
Okay. So first off, I never called her disgusting. They were talking about, and it wasn't even me that wrote that down.
I don't think it was, you weren't there yet, though, were you?
No, I was not.
Can you
I
give your
never
name
called her
again?
that. I'm Jennifer Oliver.
Jennifer Oliver.
Yeah, so they marked disgusting, the person that was doing it, for the interior of the stove and the outside of this refrigerator. They were just making notes. They weren't referring to her at all. They were just saying the disgusting.
I recognize that, but
Yeah,
I can also
okay.
see if I moved out of a unit and then I get a itemized list with that note on it, I might assume that there's.
That's why I'm clearing the air. It was not anything referenced towards her. I also have pictures from our move out that I want to submit to you. What I am referencing as far as the damages, we did not 100% charge her for anything that, and what
Did
she's
you
talking
send her an
about.
itemized list within 30 days?
We did, yeah.
Where's the proof?
That's the thing. I just sent it by regular, we just sent it by regular mail. the way we've always
Did
done
you
it.
work there at the
Yeah.
time?
Yes,
And you were the person who sent out the itemized list?
correct.
And you sent an itemized list by regular mail, and did it come back to you undeliverable?
It did not.
Okay. How long have you worked here?
Your Honor, I'm the owner, so.
Oh, you're the owner.
beginning.
Who is Tanya?
Tanya she's been with me for like 5-6 years, but she was an elderly lady that worked for me and she recently retired.
How many people do you have work there?
About 8 people.
Okay, about 8 people. Like in an office? It work 8 people in an office?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How many properties do you own? Just random.
2,000.
Okay.
Managed, not owned.
Do you believe you think I believe that you sent the itemized list yourself?
I do send those.
Oh, did you appear for the walkthrough?
No, I did not.
Okay, so how did you do an itemized list if you weren't at the walkthrough?
I took the report and the pictures and we did it because the reason why is because, she, for her lease, is supposed to pay the entire 30. She mentioned it herself. And she asked for a proration instead. So they came to me. That's why I did it. But the damages to the property, they were not just a couple holes. They were very extensive. You can look at the photos and see there was.
As extensive as the hole in the ceiling?
We made that hole bigger because we told her it had to dry out in order for us to put the new drywall up after the repair.
And didn't close up the hole or tarp it or anything like that?
No, they actually told us to leave it open.
Okay, but she was living in a unit that had an inoperable bathroom, a leak that caused deterioration to the ceiling that leaves a gaping hole in the ceiling where pieces of the ceiling have fallen on her child.
Again,
You're talking about pictures of a hole in the wall. You have pictures of these holes?
Yeah, I gave it to you.
Oh, these, I don't see pictures. I see black dots that you put on here.
Well, you can see the holes in there.
I can't see the hole because the picture has circles and then there's a black dot in the circle with the pen.
No, ma'am, we started circling, but you can look at the other pictures too. There's lots of holes.
So I don't know if you know anything about evidence. If you take a picture and then you alter it, I can't use it. I need a picture that shows me the hole and not you putting a circle and put a dot here, because all I can see is a circle and a dot. Same with this one. This one has, it looks like pen scratches here. And then 3 or some dots here with a whole bunch of writing. That doesn't help me see that she left a hole here. You lifted up the bottom of that's the
inside.
range.
That's the inside of it.
Inside of what?
The range.
Okay, so the top, and you pull this up, and then she's being charged $75 because this happened under the stove?
It's inside.
Or you
the
attempted
stove.
to?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other proofs you have?
No, ma'am.
Judgment in favor of the plaintiff. I don't believe, number one, that this is my honest wholehearted opinion. I don't believe that you have 2,000 properties and that you are sending itemized letters yourself when you have 8 employees. I believe someone else is responsible for that. I also don't believe that you have any proof that she had holes in the wall, but even if you did, I don't think that she received an itemized letter within the time frame she was supposed to. This is based off of the history that she's provided, and I read through it on the record so that we all have the same understanding. She's reaching out to your employee, your agent, multiple times, for information about what the prorated amount was going to be. That's the first thing. And every response I've seen is always someone's going to get right back to you. Do not talk over me, or else I won't even make further record. So she's asking for information. She's not even getting a response, and she's getting told someone's going to call her by the end of the day. And then obviously that's not happening because she's got to go back and get that information even further. She sets up the walkthrough the way she's supposed to. Her testimony, which I find to be credible, was that no one identified any issues to her during the walkthrough. To the contrary, I see pictures of the condition of the unit when she moved in. I can see her pictures she doesn't mark up her pictures. You're not supposed to mark up your pictures because you alter the evidence. I can see here holes in the wall when she moved in. I can see other damage, including broken vent covers is what it appears to be, some deterioration in a bathroom shower, burn marks on a countertop in the bathroom. I can see a lot of dirt that I'm assuming had to clean up if she lived there. And the item that you are showing me under the stove, I think is normal wear and tear of a stove. I didn't see dirt under there. It looked like it was dark. You get some cleaner and you clean it off. But the pictures that she's showing shows that she left this property in broom swept condition, and that she did not get a response, even after she reached out multiple times, awaiting a response, being told, oh, it's being sent to accounting. Let's find that email.
Your Honor, may I ask a question?
Not right now. Okay. For the email that suggests that the matter was being forwarded to accounting.
From February 24th,
February 24th. I messed up the flow of these at this point. February 20th. Oh, here we go. On February 24th, she sends an email and says she's sending another email. This after multiple emails, because it's been over a week since she last called about the amount that she's supposed to pay. And she is concerned about her security deposit. She said, after placing me on hold, the person she spoke with said her case has been passed to accounting and that they will contact her no later than tomorrow. You want me to believe that you sent her a letter on February 19th? On the 24th, which is after the 19th, she's being told that her stuff is being passed to accounting. So I don't find credibility in your statement. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $2,004.50. I'm sorry, I'm gonna produce an order in just a minute. I want to make sure I give them back the correct documents. These are her documents. I'm gonna ask them that they're giving away my docket sheet. Did I give you my docket sheet by accident?
I want to say something real quick. I stayed in that house the last year, 2 years of my degree, and my bachelor's degree. And I was on assistant, section 8, and all that. But I graduated and I am off all assistants, and I got a better house, a better car, and I got a promotion at my job. So
Congratulations
I
to
really
you.
appreciate closing this chapter. It means a lot.
It appears that you tried to do your best to close the chapter via the emails. I think you put that in the emails, actually. Get them a copy.
It was in there.
Yeah, it was. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Take care.
back on the record in the matter of PSI Michigan versus Trey Kiss and Jordan Jones. And we went off the record so that you all can discuss and consider if you wanted to move forward today with a non-jury trial or if you want to continue to a jury trial. How do you want to proceed?
We talked about it. We just wanted to proceed with it.
Okay. And this was a jury trial, a trial, and then there was a counterclaim that you're proceeding, correct?
Correct.
You can have a seat.
Thank you.
And Mr. Grindhouse proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. For opening statement, Your Honor, just our case is pretty straightforward from our point of view. This is a simple non-payment of rent case seeking possession and a money judgment that was filed. Yes, there are numerous counterclaims, which I guess I'll respond to after the tenants have had the chance to put on their case in chief for that. But you know, I guess moving right into it, I would just call my client, the representative for my client, PSI Michigan Land LLC, Gideon Sagaye.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury. You can have a seat there. You state your first and last name and spell both.
Gideon, States. GEDEON MICHAEL TSEGAYESPATES.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. Mind if I call you Gideon?
Sure.
Okay. Gideon, you are a member of PSI Michigan Land LLC, correct?
Correct.
All right. And as a member of the LLC, you're familiar with the books and records associated with the rental properties that the LLC owns, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, is PSI Michigan Land LLC the owner of the property located at 331 North Pennsylvania Avenue in Lansing?
Yes.
Okay.
Can
And do
you
you
repeat
have
that address again?
331 North Pennsylvania Avenue, Your Honor?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And did you enter into a lease with the defendants, Mr. Trey Kiss and Jordan Jones, now Kiss, to rent that property at that location?
Correct.
If I showed you a copy of that lease, could you identify it?
Yes.
Showing what's copy of what's been marked as plaintiff's proposed exhibit 1. Is this the lease agreement that you entered with the tenants to rent this property?
Yes, it looks so.
Okay. And what are the payment terms under this lease?
Monthly rent, costs 18 months.
Can you speak up a little bit, please, sir?
It was 18-month lease with a monthly rent payment of $1,495.
And so 18-month lease. With the payment term, how are payments to be made according to the terms of this lease?
There are 3 payment terms that we agreed on. One was the Zillow rental portal, which was created lease for under Trey James in May. Other alternatives are ACH electronic payments, and the last term is a wire transfer if necessary.
All right, and so you say the Zillow rental portal was set up in the name of Trey James Yes. And is there any reason that it was only set up in his name?
Per the terms and conditions of Zillow, they allow one master tenant to conduct.
And was payment ever made through the Zillow portal?
The first and original payment that was made to secure the property, including the first month's rent and deposit, was made through the Zillow. portal.
Thank you. All right. All right, and during the course of your business as a landlord with this property, do you keep a ledger of payments and outstanding balances?
Yes.
If I were to show you a copy of that ledger, would you be able to identify it?
Yes.
Oh, actually, one step back, Your Honor. I move for entry of plaintiff's exhibit 1.
Is there any objection to their exhibit 1 being admitted?
Can you explain what exhibit 1 is?
It's right there. It's right there with the yellow sticker. It's your lease. So you would want to look at it and make sure you believe it's the lease that you actually signed.
So there is a couple things, doesn't have any page numbers, but on the page, where it shows the receipt, for the breakdown of the payments made for, to move in, it's missing, $1,000, payment that we made for a hold.
Are you talking about what page? I know there's no page numbers, but can you count and tell me what page
It
it is?
is page 1.
Okay,
The one that's titled receipt.
that's towards the, okay, towards the back.
Sorry.
Is it titled receipt, like he said?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and you're saying that there was, it says security deposit, pet deposit, prorated rent, rent paid, other charges, and total charges received? You're
Correct.
saying there was, you believe that there was a payment missing?
Yes, yes, so there.
You're saying not, so right now I'm not asking you if you believe everything in here was accurate. Is this the lease that you signed though? Was it listed, was that item missing from the lease that you signed?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so,
believe so. You have the original.
I have the original lease. And it looks about the same as this, except for there's no signature on the
okay, so it was missing from that too? Okay, so then that's not a basis for an objection, that though you want to maybe pinpoint that you can address that when you give your case, okay? But other than that, this seems like an accurate copy of your lease, correct?
Yes, besides, yeah, just the missing
Deposit.
deposit, but yes, this is the same lease that we signed.
Okay. Plaintiff's 1 is admitted.
All right, so going back to, again, the ledger, you said you'd be able to identify a copy if I showed you.
Yes.
And for the record, I'm handing out copies of plaintiff's proposed exhibit number 2. So Gideon, is this an accurate copy of the ledger that you have currently for this this property?
It is.
And so the amounts showing at the top are, well, it's, all right, we've got the terms, the amount paid, which include a deposit, prorated rent, and then March's rent, which is a total of $4,235.50. Is that the is that the amount that you received at the beginning of this lease?
It is,
And that's the full amount?
correct.
Okay. Now, the tenants mentioned something about a $1,000 payment that was put on hold. Is that included in this number?
It is, there was a lease hold, they paid $1,000 in advance towards their security deposit. The security deposit was 1.5 times the rent, which is reflected.
Thank you. All right. And after those, that payment or those two payments were made, have you received any further payments since they moved in?
The beginning of April, they sent a $1 check in the mail.
So a $1 payment by check
Yes.
in the mail. Okay. So other than that, this lease or the ledger appears to show payments were not made for April, May, June, or July of this year. Plus there's a list of $50 late fees for each month. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So you're claiming today the total outstanding rent owed with including those late fees is $6,180. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. Actually, I guess, what did you do with that check?
We emailed the tenants asking how they would like us to deposit that and what charge they wanted that to go against. We didn't receive a response, so we just have the check with us today. Not sure what to do with it.
Okay. I guess would you say then they technically owe $6,179 as of
We
today?
haven't cashed the check, so the balance is still. Your Honor, I'd move for plaintiff to enter plaintiff's exhibit number 2.
Any objections to the exhibit number 2, which is their ledger? And by objection, I'm not asking if you dispute the ledger. You'll get an opportunity to dispute the ledger.
The ledger looks correct.
Okay, plaintiffs 2 is a minute.
Thank you, Your Honor. So these issues with non-payment of rent, when did you start communicating with the tenants regarding that?
Around the 3rd of April, we reached out asking the tenants if they needed assistance navigating the rental portal, or if they just had any questions about how to pay rent. At that time, the response we got was we are out of town on business collecting our rent. And we will have it soon.
You said the response was out of town on business, what?
We are out of town on business getting our rent together.
Oh, okay.
Something to that.
When was this?
This is around the 3rd of April.
Okay.
And then did you send out a notice or a demand for possession for non-payment of rent on April 7th?
We did.
And if I gave you a copy of that, would you be able to identify it?
I would.
Pen is not cooperating. Right. Just- Right. Your Honor, I'm handing Gideon a copy of plaintiff's proposed exhibit 3, titled "Demand for Possession for Non-Payment of Rent." Is this the notice of non-payment or demand for possession that you sent out to the tenants?
It looks to be so, yes.
Okay, and you sent that by mail?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, we've moved to plaintiff moves to enter plaintiff's proposed exhibit 3.
Any objections to proposed exhibit 3?
No.
Plaintiff's 3 is a minute.
Thank you, Your Honor. So that, Your Honor, I do believe we have evidence we need regarding the non-payment of rent. There are some claims coming forward that due to maintenance issues and the condition of the property, I guess I'd like to just address some of those, you know, right up front here as we enter. Now, I was given some pictures of the property from the listing earlier today. I have not had a chance to, actually, I'll let you take a peek at those. Showing the house and the condition at the time it was listed. I'm allowing the tenants to take a peek at those right now.
These are the pictures we saw when we.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is beautiful.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Gideon, are these photos of the property that you provided for me?
Yes, they are.
Okay. And what do those photos contain?
Pictures of the home right before it was rented to.
Okay. And you're familiar, are you familiar with the property in the condition that it was at that time?
Yes.
You were there physically in person?
Yes.
Okay. And do these images accurately reflect how the property looked at the time that the property was listed for rent?
They do.
Okay. I don't have stickers for this one, but that'll be proposed exhibit 4. No, okay, just all right. Your Honor, I would move for admission of the photos of the property as plaintiff's exhibit 4.
They've seen the photos?
Yes.
Okay. Any objection? Okay. Exhibit 4 is admitted.
Thank you. So at the time the property was listed, it was in the condition in the pictures. And did you have the property inspected by code compliance or any other inspection?
Yes, it was inspected by the city to obtain the rental certification.
Okay. And if I showed you a copy of that rental, the certification from Lansing, the City of Lansing Code Enforcement Office, would you recognize that?
Yes.
The record reflect, I'm pending a copy of that certification to the defendants and to witness proposed exhibit 5. So is this the certification that you got from, or certificate of compliance you received from the city?
It is.
Okay. And has there been any action taken by the city to rescind or take any action against the validity of this
There has not.
certificate? So it's still valid and in effect, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, I move for admission of plaintiff's exhibit 5.
Any objection?
No.
Exhibit 5 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And there was some discussion before we began here about an issue with the refrigerator, which I think is probably one of the biggest recurring issues that I see in counterclaims and so forth. Can you explain what happened from the beginning with the issue with the refrigerator?
Yes. We received a message that the refrigerator was leaking some water. So we scheduled a home warranty company to come in and take a look at that water. For the home warranty service, we got a message saying that the refrigerator no longer leaks water, but that the freezer wasn't getting cold enough sometimes, and then the refrigerator at times was freezing some of their produce. So we then rescheduled warranty visit, have that looked at and taken care of.
Do you know approximately when that was?
It was around the beginning of March.
Beginning of March was when you received the message or when you sent home warranty up?
Both.
Okay.
It was all relatively immediate. We had a little bit of trouble with the home warranty company rescheduling. One of those dates was to accommodate the tenant schedule. They were traveling. And ultimately we ended up letting go of that warranty company, but we ended up purchasing a new refrigerator around the 20th or so of March. And there were 3 separate attempts to deliver the refrigerator, all of which the tenants were home and had confirmed they were at home. But somehow the delivery people were not able to get access to deliver the refrigerator. Finally, we expedited a 3rd delivery of the refrigerator at the end of March or within the first couple of days of April. And it was successfully delivered. We called the tenant to make sure they were home. There were some text messages exchanged. They were home. However, the delivery company again stated that they were knocking for 15 minutes and nobody was there. I asked them to take a photo of the refrigerator and at this point just leave it on the front porch. Later on that same day, the tenants had confirmed that they had received the refrigerator. And then we heard nothing until, well, when we got a photo of the refrigerator still sitting on the refrigerator, or sorry, still sitting on the porch about a week later. And then on or around the 25th of April or so, the tenants reached out and said that someone had stolen the refrigerator from the front porch.
So to the best of your knowledge, the refrigerator was sitting on the front porch from about the end of March into about the 25th of April.
All right, or at least that's the communication we received.
And as for other maintenance requests, are there any other issues that have come up during the time that the tenants have been in possession of the property?
There was a request, there was a leak in the kitchen ceiling, which we addressed within 24 hours or so. It turns out there was a lot of personal effects hanging from the shower head in the bathroom, which caused water to seep back behind the bathroom shower panel and drip to the ceiling. So we had that fixed and repaired, inspected. was also a question about the washing machine. Sometime in March, the tenant said that the washing machine was holding water and not draining. At that time, we let them know that the maintenance for washing machine, along with a few other items, was listed in the lease as the tenant's responsibility. A couple days later, we received communication from the tenant that they had unplugged and replugged the washing machine in, and at that time, it had fixed whatever non-draining issues that they had originally brought up.
Now, with regard to with the washing machine, you didn't do any repairs for it because under the terms of the lease, that's tenant's responsibility, just for clarification?
Correct.
Okay, but you did do the repair for the leak in the kitchen, correct?
Correct.
All right, and what was the response when that repair was scheduled or made?
First, it was brought to us as an emergency with a lot of candor, explaining that if it doesn't get completed in the moment today, that we are going to fix it ourselves, of which we explain that they're not allowed to perform any service work on property, only licensed and insured vendors are. Then we rescheduled and finally scheduled it for the following day, which happened to be Mother's Day, and the tenant was upset. We're not allowed to enter the property.
And how was this all conveyed to you?
This was all via email.
If I showed you a copy of that email exchange, would you recognize it?
I would.
Let the record reflect, I'm handing the witness and the court a copy of plaintiff's proposed exhibit 6. So the emails, like most email chains, they're listed in reverse order, correct? Like the most recent at the top?
Correct.
Okay, so this began, looks like on May 10th of 2025, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and what does that May 10th, or I guess the two May 10th emails say?
From the tenant?
Yes.
Yeah,
that you received.
You like me to read it?
I guess the one at 11:03 a.m. in particular.
We are requesting immediate service. If not fixed by tonight, we will be replacing it ourselves.
And then there was a response that was Sunday the 11th at 1:57 p.m. It's right at the top of the second page,
Yeah,
that's the body of it. Can you read that?
We responded, a technician will arrive at 6 p.m. today to perform an inspection. They will knock and enter if no one answers the door.
And then how did the tenants respond to that?
They said that 24-hour written notice is required per Michigan law. It's Mother's Day. Entry without consent is illegal. Sunday after 6 p.m. If a text shows up without having contact information, the police will be called and they will be accompanied and charged with trespassing and unlawful entry. If any party representing your company attempts to enter my unit without being accompanied by law enforcement and without a court order to fix the leak, a proper 24-hour notice, I will continue to document everything and send it in.
These emails are between you and the tenants, but those are your email addresses to contact at PSI Holdings and trey.kiss@gmail.com.
That is correct.
Your Honor, I move to enter plaintiff's exhibit number 6.
Any objection?
For exhibit 6.
Yes.
So the leak in the ceiling, the man actually said.
No, that's all I'm asking. Do you have an objection to the exhibit? Because this is supposed to be screenshots of your text messages or emails. This is not time for you to dispute.
Oh,
what-
yeah, yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, these are messages for me and my wife, yeah.
Okay, of the people six, I'm gonna keep saying people, plaintiff six is in it.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. Um, So would you say, to the best of your ability as the landlord, you have responded to all the maintenance requests that have been made, that are your responsibility to fix as landlord?
Yes.
And have you had any other complaints since then that have not been addressed in one way or another?
Regarding maintenance?
Yes.
No.
Right. Your Honor, I have nothing further at this time for the witness. Reserve the right to call him back as rebuttal after the counterclaims are made.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cross-examination, that means you can question him.
May I break for a moment to the
Absolutely,
bathroom
absolutely.
before I
after
start
that.
this? Thank you.
back on the record. Continue. Have questions for this witness?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, Mr. Gideon Disige, is that correct? Cigar. Isn't it true that you never provided your full legal name to us?
No.
Who is Leah, the woman that initially rented us the home? And what is your relationship to her?
She's a member.
Sorry?
She's a member.
Okay, because she was presenting it as the,
You have another question?
yes, it is, it ends in a question, yes.
Okay. Because you can only ask questions, you can't make statements right now.
Okay, as presented it as the owner renting it for her husband, and they used to live in Michigan, is this true?
Question.
Her presenting it to us as her and her husband's old home before moving to California because they used to live in Michigan. Is this true?
I wasn't part of that conversation.
I'm sorry, what's your answer?
I was not a part of that particular conversation.
Okay. Oh, you had an objection, because you gotta stand up when you have an objection.
Sorry.
You're objecting to the question?
It's too late now anyway.
No, he didn't really answer it. He just said he wasn't a part of the, and if you're not objecting, I'm gonna redirect him.
I will object and say it's relevant.
What's the relevance of this question?
The relevance is it being signed under false pretenses.
The lease you mean?
Presented, yes.
Okay, let me just make sure I'm following. Your question is whether or not another person represented that they were his spouse? Is that what your question?
Yes, and that they were, and that she was renting out an old home of hers and her husband's. Yes, and we have text messages.
Okay, so you're asking if that was true?
Yes.
Okay, objections overruled. Is that true?
No, I'm confused. I apologize.
The question is whether or not your wife, what's the person's name?
Leah Allen.
Oh, the person Leah Allen, you've already said it was a member, correct?
Correct.
Okay, is Leah Allen your wife?
Yes.
Okay, and did Leah Allen meet with them to go over renting this property?
Correct.
Okay, and the question was it represented to them that this was the old home? Is that correct?
Their old home.
Your old home?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Thank you. So you initially introduced yourself as Mike. What's your last name?
My full name is Gideon Michael Segatis.
Okay. Are you a licensed property manager in the state of Michigan?
No.
Did you ever show us a management contract providing your authority to act on behalf of PSI Michigan Land LLC?
No.
Do you personally know the LLC owner Gideon Disige?
It's him, isn't it?
Right. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, did you or anyone associated with the management of this home ever tell us he was the legal owner of the property?
The legal owner of the property is.
Hold on. Isn't it true that we signed the lease through DocuSign with PSI Michigan Land LLC?
Yes.
Was Zillow the original payment portal you instructed us to use?
That was the chosen.
Do you remember when our payment through Zillow failed due to a name mismatch with me and Jordan?
I'm not aware of the end of the Zillow payment communication.
Okay, because I did message you about it, Mike, or who I thought was Mike, about it.
Is that true?
They said that They said that their money was in multiple accounts and that Jordan had the money, but couldn't pay it on Trey's Zillow account. So we offered them assistance directing them to Zillow customer service. And we also highlighted the other two remaining acceptable methods of payment.
Okay, isn't it true that the only option you gave us was a wire transfer to a Las Vegas bank account?
No, we've always had three methods of payment, one of which you used. And then we asked you how you would want to proceed into your payment. If you're having trouble with Zillow, you said, send us your wire instructions, so we sent you wire instructions for the lease.
Is Jordan allowed to ask a question?
Absolutely.
Do you recall us begging you to make me a portal on Zillow so I can make the payments as well? For days?
I remember your request.
Right,
Any other questions?
that's it.
Was that bank account that you gave us to wire money in your name or someone else's?
Neither, it's in the name of the company PSI Michigan LAS.
Because it shows a different LLC name for that.
Are you
bank
asking a
account.
question?
Yes, are you sure that that bank account is under PSI Michigan Land LLC?
To my knowledge, yes.
Was the bank information you gave us to send our rent payment to the same as stated on our lease?
My knowledge, yes.
I'm gonna move on to the entry and that part. Did you or someone under your direction enter our home while we were in Florida?
What date? Can you give me a date for that, please?
Yes, it's Florida. May 16th.
Of this year? 2025?
So, okay, so yeah, it would have been April, around April 20th, 21st then.
April 20th of 2025?
Yes.
Until when?
When did we get back?
We got back on the 23rd.
Okay.
And everything was missing.
No, not only questions.
Okay.
Okay, the question was, did you or anyone under your direction enter their rental unit between the period of April 20th, 2025 to April 23rd, 2025, while they were in Florida?
No,
Why was a key lockbox installed on the side of the home in that time?
there was no installation of anything on the side of the home at that time. There was a key lockbox there since prior to your tenancy.
Can we present evidence of a key lockbox?
You have a picture that you want to show him as proposed exhibit, defendant's proposed exhibit A?
It's going to be,
You can pull the picture out.
yeah.
Also, if I could connect, I could actually pull it up too.
Well, if she has it, we gotta mark the exhibit.
Do you have it, the before and after pictures?
Yes.
So we have a picture that we took of the home when we moved in. And then we
Okay,
also have
so you have two separate exhibits.
yes.
Which one do you want to show him first?
The first one?
The one of the home without. And that's also our car in the driveway, so you know
Okay.
that is our
You
picture.
can show what's being marked as the defense proposed exhibit A. Okay, what's your question for him regarding that picture?
Is that the, what the house looked like before we moved in? The
If
size
you're
of the home?
asking if there was a lockbox prior to you.
You can give him back.
Well, there's no lockbox on that picture.
Is that your question? Is there a lockbox located on that picture, sir?
I don't see a lockbox on this picture.
Okay, and you have, what's your other exhibit?
If you move, is the lockbox on the next picture? Okay, so if you move to the next picture on the next page,
The very first.
now there's a lockbox installed.
I don't see any reference to dates or times or that could just easily be.
I can.
No, wait, is there a lockbox on the second picture?
Yes, there is.
Thank you. What's your next question?
Okay. Why was the door handle locked that we usually leave unlocked because we only used the deadbolt lock when we got back from Florida?
I don't know.
Okay, then why was Jordan's grandfather able to enter the home to collect business packages a couple of days into our trip?
It sounds.
Objection, cause for speculation. Move, objections to stay. You can move on.
Okay. Was notice ever provided in writing at least 24 hours before that entry?
Which entry are we referencing?
This entry. The
Objection,
entry,
Your Honor, unclear as to what.
the entry.
Objection assumes facts not in evidence, because I think his response was that he didn't enter the property.
Right.
So you're asking a question that assumes that he answered otherwise.
I'll provide proof. Did you report, oh, I'm sorry. Did you have permission to install a lockbox on our, do you have permission to install a lockbox on the side of our house?
I don't believe that I require your permission to install a lockbox, but the reason the lockbox was installed prior to moving in was to help in case there was a lockout situation. Really for the benefit.
There is no other
Let me stop
lockbox
you.
on the house.
Can you make a motion to move to admit that so I can see what you're talking about? That exhibit, you only proposed it, so you now have to move to admit it so I can see it. Do you know what I'm saying? The exhibit that you showed him of the property that supposedly has a lockbox on it.
Right,
I have not seen it,
it's right there.
but you have to make a motion to move to have it admitted. I need you to make that motion.
Okay, can I make a motion to have that admitted to you?
Any objection to that?
I don't actually. have any
It's
objections.
admitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's see here. Okay, so where I see, just for my clarity, well, you circled it and you pointed, that's the lockbox you're talking about? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then this is your car here?
Correct.
And then this is another picture. And that's your car?
Correct.
And this is to show that there was no lockbox?
Correct.
And when did you take this picture?
Oh, that was a little after we moved in, a little bit after we moved in.
And why did you take this picture when you moved in?
Just she was taking pictures to show like her family of the house and stuff, so it's a zoomed in picture.
Oh, okay, so it was a whole picture, but you
Right,
zoomed in.
right.
Got it,
Yeah,
okay,
we zoomed it in forever.
got it. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, I'm gonna move on from this. I'm gonna move into maintenance, neglect. Do you recall when we reported the leak from the upstairs bathroom?
Are you referring to the kitchen ceiling?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Who was the contractor you sent?
Who was the vendor?
Can you provide his name or his company credentials?
Name of the company is Forte Home Solution.
Okay. Did you follow up to check if there was mold risk involved?
In his report, he said there was no further issues to be solved. There wasn't a ton of water since it was hot.
Okay. I'm gonna move on to next, retaliation and eviction. Were you aware that we filed a complaint with the Michigan Attorney General
Yes,
and that we filed a police report about your behavior?
no,
And you filed the eviction after those complaints were made, correct?
no. We filed for an eviction when you stopped, when you decided not to pay rent.
Is there a reason you decided to file for eviction, 3-4 months after non-payment of rent?
Paid a move-in, which is your first month in security, and then you never paid anything after that. So really on your first true month of rent payment that you were supposed to pay, you didn't pay.
Okay.
That's the same
Correct,
time.
but you're
Okay,
not
let me
answering
stop
my
you.
question.
Let me stop you. I need you to get to questions regarding your reasonable, your lawful reason to withhold rent. And I've not gotten anything yet out of these questions.
Is it true you stopped communicating with us once we tried to pay first month's rent and we were denied the ability to, and started asking questions about the validity of the property management and identities of the parties involved?
I don't know how to answer that. There's some assumptions.
That was so you can't ask compound questions, which means it's more than one question, like layered into a long question. So you need to break that down because I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Isn't
either.
it true you stopped communicating with us once we tried to pay first month's rent and were denied the ability to?
I can address the stoppage of communication only. You requested to only talk to our attorney.
And why initially when we rented the home, was everybody involved using, fake VoIP numbers instead of real phone line numbers?
What you said, why when you did what?
Why when we first started renting, or why when we rented the home, was all the contact information for the parties involved giving us fake phone numbers and addresses?
Objection, Your Honor. Facts not in evidence.
We have that.
Oh, no, the evidence means it's not in evidence on this record. So you gotta ask him a question first about the phone numbers to establish through his testimony that it's fake, and then you can ask why.
Okay, is the numbers that you provided to us, real cellular landline numbers,
They are real phone numbers.
but are they VoIP internet numbers?
I don't know what VoIP means, but it's a
Meaning-
number that means that you call it and the answer is.
Meaning that they give a location that you're not actually in.
What's the relevance?
The relevance being, landlord transparency, laws.
Move on. It's not relevant.
Can I ask something?
Do you have a question?
Okay, well, I guess that's.
You didn't have
All I
any questions about so you're alleging that you withheld your rent due to some conditions of the property, I thought.
Correct.
Well, what are those conditions that you're alleging?
The foundation is, cracking in on the bottom. You can see when, every time it rains, it pours all into the basement.
Okay, some cracks in the basement, foundation. Did you notify him of that?
Yes,
When?
I notified him of it, the first month we were there, and then I didn't realize how bad it was, and then just recently, last month, I sent some, actually to their lawyer. I
First
sent-
month, you say you notified and then not again till last month.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and then I sent some videos and pictures of the foundation, the very large foundation holes leaking water.
Okay, how did you notify him of these
Email.
issues? Email, do you have a copy of those emails? Did he notify you about issues with the basement foundation?
No. He sent over a notice that he thinks the washing machine had flooded. And then we asked for some video or photos of the flood, because that's a serious situation. What we saw was a video that they were arguing about wet clothes on the floor. Right after he said that the washing machine wouldn't drain, our response to that was there's some like moisture spots on the unfinished side of the basement, which is the Michigan style basement. It's a mud cap. So during the spring, when the water table melts, the humidity gets very high. And then during heavy rain, it can do the same thing. So we recommended a dehumidifier, which is not uncommon.
Okay, let me stop because you answered my question a long time ago. Let's see, you have a email, sir,
Yes.
of when you notified them,
I also have text messages,
of when you notify him of the basement?
the basement, everything.
Well, so far, he's only told me about cracks in the foundation.
Sorry, the internet's running a little slow.
What were the other issues other than the crack in the basement that you are alleging?
They left a utility bill, or almost $300, gas utility bill.
When you moved in, there was already a balance,
Correct,
but it was in their name?
correct,
So when you went to switch it over to your name, you couldn't?
correct.
You notified him? Is that true?
They said something within the last, I think, 6 weeks or so about a utility bill. We weren't aware of it. We did look into it, and it looked like there was an individual last December who we were going to rent to, and they switched
Okay.
some of the utility bills. into
Okay,
their
so you're saying that they didn't notify you until the last 6 weeks. When did you first notify him about the utility bill?
Uh,
As soon as you got the bill in your mail.
right.
When was that? I don't know when that is.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was
May of this year? So about 6 weeks,
it's been about 2
but
months,
you lived there for how long?
February 22nd.
I thought you said you couldn't switch the bill over to your name.
Right, because so they shut it off because we thought we were paying it through everything through VWL when we switched it over, because we pay for sewage, water, electric through VWL. So, and it was running fine, so we didn't realize that it was through consumer, so it got shut off. We got the bill from consumer.
Oh, so you moved in, you never switched over the consumer bill.
Right, because we.
And so
assumed
it got shut off for non-payment,
Yes,
and that's when you saw that there was a balance, you're saying?
from a previous tenant or them or whoever, yeah.
Okay, but you found this out after the eviction was already filed, correct?
No, it was before the.
When was this eviction filed?
April 23rd, Your Honor. It wouldn't have been served on you until later, but it was filed.
Right. So.
They had a notice to quit though,
Yes,
so they were advised that there was eviction proceeding.
yes.
So you found this out after you were served with a notice to quit?
Yeah.
Can I say
Okay.
something?
Yeah, you want to say something to me, or I have a question?
No, can you,
Yes,
we got like 3 or 4 7-day notifications.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so more than one notice to quit, okay. And so So this was an issue that you were even aware of until after the eviction was filed.
Correct.
What's the other issues?
The utility, issues, the refrigerator, of course, and then also the washer and dryer, and then also.
The washer and dryer, what was I remember the refrigerator issue, what was the washer and dryer?
Yes, the washer. So in the lease, it states that, that the landlord, will provide one, but that the tenant is responsible for the upkeep of it. But, it never worked and, to begin with, and also,
It never worked from the time you moved in?
correct, and
And
they,
did you notified him of this when?
yes, immediately, and.
What date?
March 7th. Says this is gonna be a technician coming multiple times.
What did you, no, what did you say on March 7th to him?
The laundry, washing, by the way, not the dishwasher.
Right, they thought it was.
No, I'm not asking what they said. I'm asking what you said on that date.
That was just their response.
I'm not, but I'm asking you, what date did you notify them? That's your duty at this point. I'm trying to establish that you fulfill your duty.
Saturday, 26th. No, Saturday the 27th.
Of March?
Yes,
Saturday, 27th of March, you notified him of the washer not working?
correct.
What did you say to notify him?
Okay, so. It's a full text message, so I'm just gonna read it. Been having to throw away a lot of food at a time, so we're talking about the refrigerator as well. For weeks now, it's getting out of hand. Just wanted to let you know that because tomorrow's Monday, we've been here a full month and nothing has happened. I know we got the place as is for $100 off a month, but we would rather pay more if stuff is going to happen and you guys just need to fix whatever issues here or there. And because they're just gonna keep building up, I don't think it's fair. We paid over $4,000 to get in here, and now we're about to have to pay 15, 16 in rent here soon, and we haven't even had a working refrigerator or a washing machine.
Okay, and that was on the 27th, correct? Of March.
No, that was on the 19th of March. Sorry.
19th of March, okay. Okay, so you addressed the refrigerator, and the washer on the 19th of March.
No, the refrigerator was first, was February 26th.
Okay, you told him on February 26th, and then you brought it up again when you addressed the
Right.
washer
machine.
on the 19th. Okay, February 26th, you said?
Yes.
Maybe, okay. And then what are the other issues?
Sorry?
What were the other issues? Cracks in the foundation in the basement, the utility bill, which you didn't become aware of until after the eviction had been initiated, a refrigerator that was having some issues, washer that you said never worked. Let's see. And what were the other issues?
And there's now a mold or mildew growth in the ceiling of the from that leak.
You had a mold assessment done?
No, I've had it there, but it's visible.
Possible mold?
Possible, correct.
Where?
On the ceiling.
When did you notify him?
I didn't, I haven't notified.
Okay, well then that doesn't count
For this reason.
if you didn't notify him. The cracks in the foundation, how did that affect you?
Because every time it rains, it floods the entire basement.
Okay, floods, what does that mean? How much water is getting down there?
Like standing water, sometimes it depends on how hard. it rains.
Standing water?
Yeah, we can show you the whole, actually,
Yeah.
in the side of the foundation, how big it is.
No, do you have a evidence of the water there? That's what I
Yeah,
would rather
yeah,
see.
and the water as well. Actually, if I could pull it up on here, I could show you a full video.
Are you in the Zoom?
Of the water and everything. How would I get into the Zoom?
Are you on Zoom? You have to log into the Zoom ID, which I think you all did the first day you came for the free trial. You would log in the same way.
No, we didn't do Zoom the first time.
Oh, you came in person?
Correct.
That's true.
Okay, she just provided you the Zoom instructions right there on that blue sheet.
Oh, thank you. It's loading in right now. My apologies again, Your Honor, for not being prepared.
You're fine. While you do that, I have a follow-up question about the washer. You said that the lease says that the repairs or maintenance is their responsibility.
Yes.
It's the tenant, okay, I see that here, maintenance and repairs. The landlord will have the responsibility to maintain property and give repair at all times. All repairs necessary to satisfy any implied warranty of habitability, except that the tenant is responsible for the following: fixtures, microwave, dishwashing machine, laundry machine, sidewalk and driveway, and yard waste.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can send a request, you need your device, there you go. You can send a request to share your screen. You say you have pictures of what?
I have pictures of our basement and then of the wall that's deteriorating with the.
Did you show Mr. Garland house?
I request.
I granted. So you share whatever video or picture you're trying to show, you need to share it. If it's a video and it has sound, you need to click share sound before you click share screen. This is a basement wall, you were saying?
That's right underneath our stairs.
Okay, this is the video here. And you can see the holes in the foundation. You'll see water coming out of them in a moment. It might be too pixelated, but you gotta see the
Oh,
water.
okay, so some water is coming in.
Yep, and then also I also show the big hole as well in a moment.
I'm trying to see water, I'm sorry.
Did you not see the water?
He couldn't see it.
I'll play it again.
Honey?
It's like,
Yes, it's running.
like, I don't know if it's raining or if maybe something's melting. It's
It's
just,
literally flowing.
no, I'm trying to, I wouldn't say it's flowing, but I do see a stream of water coming through the cracks. It is the foundation, so you see that? I don't know if you could pause it, go back there and pause it where the, right there. Do you see water? It's not as clear actually up there as it is on my screen.
Yeah, on my
computer.
screen, it's very clear.
Yes, I think because it's,
Oh, I see.
because it's going through there, it's pixelated. If you want to
Oh,
show
I
him
see.
your computer, if you want to take your computer and show him, that might be helpful, because it is clearer on our computer.
When was this taken?
And you, and-
This was just taken, I can get the metadata on it. With the exact date. Just give me a moment after I show it to you. Alright, I was trying to find where it was coming from and then I found it. I was wondering why the basement was going up with water. And then another hole above that one.
And this was taken when?
Let me get the exact date here. And I have more than this too to show. But this was taken.
You have the basement flooded with water?
Yes, I have. Well, let me get the date. Yeah, on my phone actually. because- Saturday, 6:50.
on what date?
This Saturday.
This Saturday?
Oh, 2 days ago.
Okay, when did you notify him of this though?
Or no, I'm sorry, that's for the video I took of just the recent, I'm sorry. of the
Correct,
ne-
you
of
were
the
supposed to
next
be telling me
video.
when you notified him of some issues with.
Oh, yeah,
foundation.
I notified him. And then his explanation
No, I
was,
didn't ask his explanation. I want to know when you notified him. You can't tell me what his explanation is until I swear you in to give me testimony. I'm trying to help you ask him some questions about your conditions of property.
right here.
On the 5th, well, okay, there's something about a condition of property. I mean, of the foundation, that is.
April 5th.
Where's it say the foundation? Just highlight for me if you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, there's a lot of emails.
Flooding and washing machine, maybe
Yeah.
right there. Where, okay, regarding the video you sent of the flooding that looks like humidity from the water melting, okay. Okay, so you sent him a video of the water going like you just showed us, is what you're saying?
No, I sent pictures of the floor, all wet in the entire basement.
Oh, okay. got
And this
it.
was the first time I ever notified him of.
Okay, but you didn't know where the water was coming from at that time.
Correct.
I did see you scrolled too quickly. I did see something about standing water up there. Okay, let's see. So you notified him of that April 5th.
Oh, I did send a video regarding the video you sent.
Yeah, that's what I was reading when I
Yeah,
asked
so I
about
did
that.
send him a video, okay.
Not
Any-
that video.
Not that video.
A
no.
different video,
Yes,
correct.
Yes.
Okay.
That video.
Let's see, attachment.
Remind me again of what, oh, I have at least never mind.
Matthew?
Is there a question? Because you took, the witness typically doesn't ask questions, but I was gonna ask when they moved in, but I see the date this was signed was February 2025.
The police report was submitted. Well, I'm trying to find. Basically.
Yeah, if his response was April 5th, you must have sent it before April 5th.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to show the other videos of the basement as well.
The videos are gonna be similar to what you just showed me?
No, they're gonna show the. Here. That's the hole in the foundation in the basement. That's dirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
how
can
does
see-
that, how is that affecting your ability to live in the house?
I mean, it's definitely growing mold, and then it floods the basement.
And where's the video of the flood in the basement?
So there's water all over the basement there.
Okay, I do see some water, but I don't see that it's flooded. It does look damp.
There's dry patches too. That's the mud cap.
Okay. Yeah, and then we
Well, you have to answer my question now, because in order for you to make a claim that that you can withhold your rent due to the habitability of the premise, you're essentially asserting that the premise conditions have constructively evicted you from the home. You can't live there safely. You can't make use of the home. And when you allege that, the court can make a determination that the conditions are sufficient enough that maybe a portion of your rent can be withheld, or sufficient enough that maybe you absolutely shouldn't be living here, all your rent should be withheld. Or we could determine that you don't have anything that amounts to you withholding your rent. So what you're showing me is some dampness or something on the basement, Michigan basement at that ground. I get dampness in my Michigan basement too. It doesn't make my house uninhabitable. So explain to me why this, I would agree, and I would hope that the homeowner would want to fix his foundational issue so that it doesn't exacerbate. But how does that affect your ability to live there?
So, we have children. I worked in mold remediation and, water restoration, project management for many years. It causes very bad bacteria to be breathing in. We don't have a lot of other options right now for a living situation. But, yeah, I mean, this isn't, it's not good for our health, and we have two little girls there.
Right, so you're saying hypothetically, it could potentially create issues down the road.
I mean, it could be creating issues right now because I'm
You
seeing.
can't,
grow-
you
I'm
can't,
seeing
yeah, but
growth.
you can't in court deal in hypotheticals that it could be. Do you have proof that it's doing that?
I can see growth, yes.
No, it's causing health issues is what because you're alleging that you have two little girls and it's creating health issues.
Yeah,
And if you have that, then you need to have a medical expert here to opine on that because you're not in a position to opine on that.
Okay, yes, sir.
So all I can hear is that it could create mold, which we know mold could lead to health issues. But you're not alleging those health issues at this time. Correct?
I mean, I am alleging health issues.
You have health issues because of the foundation in the house?
Not just because of the foundation.
No, that we're only talking about the foundation of the house.
Well, the mold in the ceiling in the kitchen as well.
Well, the mold in the ceiling that you just found out about,
It's been like that for a while.
that's not what you told me.
No, the growth.
When did you tell him about the mold? Have you seen the doctor about mold?
Not about mold, no.
Okay, well, then you can't allege that the health issues you're having, only a medical professional can determine that, and you're not a medical professional, are you?
No.
Okay,
but I-
so then you can't make that determination. And the court can't even hear that and qualify that as true unless you bring medical proof that I got this issue because of being exposed to mold. And you've not been able to do that.
There is no medical proof that I could provide that.
Then you
something would
can't,
be
then,
caused by mold.
yeah, if you're not able to do that, then you can't make a claim that it's
not
causing that.
possible, Even if I went.
No, it is possible. It is possible, but you're not able to do that at this time. The other issues or concerns that I have so far is that the things that you're highlighting, the cracks in the foundation, only the refrigerator is the only issue that you have shown me proof that you notified him of prior to your being contacted about your rent not being paid on the 3rd of April.
I have proof of notifying him about the foundation way before that as well.
You haven't shown me that. What you just showed me was from April 5th.
Can I present exhibit E?
Exhibit E, what was
These are conversations.
the rest of the exhibits? I think you only admitted one exhibit. Yeah.
Oh, they're just
So-
all different. I just labeled them all different.
We labeled the exhibits. What do you have there?
This is conversations between Trey and him about getting our washer fixed, having their insurance company come look at the home.
When were these communications sent?
All throughout the time we've been renting.
Dates, please.
Here's one April 5th.
You have anything prior to April 3rd?
June 2nd.
Prior to April 3rd?
February 20.
March 24th.
Okay, pull the ones down that are prior to April 3rd. Those are the ones that I want to see.
This is off my mind.
Okay, it looks like this is about the refrigerator, correct?
Correct.
On March 23rd. And I think I have a gist of what happened there. This is from April, so I don't want to see this, April 4th. March 24th. I'm just trying to put this in sequential order. I see something that it looks like a communication that looked like it began in February 27th about a mailbox or something.
Yeah, we didn't have a mailbox.
It looks like that was addressed. And then moving forward, looks like you're talking about looks like April 25th. I'm sorry, February 25th. That was the first communication I see on here about logging into Zillow to pay your balance. And I assume the conversation is going like this, but I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm looking at on the next. But it says never heard of these brands, pretty sure China appliances. Then we're moving on, we're talking about the mailbox issue. Then it's now from February 27th, next screenshot I have is from March 5th about the technicians just called and had to reschedule for some reason. Does that work for you? You say you're going to be in Chicago for a business trip. Would they be able to come while you're not home? You said not this company, just let us know when you'll be back and we will reschedule. Monday, any times will be home.
So May 10th, I have an email sent to.
I don't want to see anything from May 10th because that's after the eviction started, correct?
No,
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, because you did, it is after the evict, you were served a notice to quit.
right, okay. I
Yeah,
noticed
so,
that.
and then, and after April 3rd really, I don't want to see anything after April 3rd, because April 3rd, he reached out to you about your rent. And your response was that you were out on business gathering your rent. And so anything after that, I'm not interested in.
So he asked for rent on the 3rd and threatened to kick us out.
When is your
We have
rent?
a 5-day grace.
When is your rent due?
On the 1st.
Okay, so on the 3rd, he asked about the rent. That's why I don't want to see anything that happened after it, because I have an inclination that issues compounded after rent was asked for.
No, we tried. paying
That's
rent.
why I want to know. I'm not asking what you tried to do. I'm asking for issues with the property that you reported prior to him asking for his rent.
The refrigerator and the washer.
Okay, thank you. Any other issues prior to that?
No.
Okay, any other evidence you want to submit, because I'm ready to move forward. I've given this case more than enough time. Sir, you can come off the stand. No other evidence from either side?
Yes.
Okay, and your counterclaim is for what?
$7,000.
For what?
The money that we paid to get into the home. Because we believe this is a shell company and we said,
Because your voice
So-
dropped, you just let her finish speaking. Because you said you paid $7,000 and what happened?
okay, no, we're asking for $7,000. And we're asking for what we paid to get into the home, especially that $1,000 hold.
It says $7,000, $5,111.25 in rent and security deposit, 808, if I'm reading it right, $888.75 for emotional damage. Is that what that says? Or did I read that wrong?
Yeah.
What emotional damage?
Emotional damage from having to deal with not knowing who our landlords are, them not letting us pay rent, us wanting to stay in the home but having issues with the home and nobody coming to address those issues. Instability.
How did you decide what rate to apply for emotional damage? Did you go to counseling for this issue?
I go to counseling.
No, for this issue.
For this, I have talked about this
No.
issue.
No, you went to counsel, you already in counseling?
I'm already in counseling.
Yeah, you didn't go to counseling because you didn't know who your landlord was.
No, but it's added.
Right, but you're asking for emotional distress because you couldn't figure out who your landlord was. Although you, sounds like you figured it out,
Nah.
figured out what his full name was, his wife's name, where he lives. So there was no emotional
But that's
distress.
the emotional distress of having to dig to just
It may-
find who our
And not
landlord
know
is and not
the whole time
know.
we're living there, what's going on.
But you knew that before you moved in.
No,
You met with the person you
No.
said was his wife,
no, we've
correct?
never met anybody
I thought you said the wife represented to you that it was there
over
for
the
help.
phone.
So then you knew before you moved in that you didn't know who owned this house, correct?
No,
said
she
she
said
owned
she
it.
and her husband owned it.
Yeah.
You spoke to someone before you moved into the home?
Yes,
Yeah.
over the phone.
So you were comfortable when you moved in that you had satisfied your need to know who owns the home at that point,
And then
correct?
figured out that it was
No,
not
answer my question
true.
now. Answer my question. And these
Yes.
are yes or no
Yes.
questions. You had satisfied your need to know who owned the property after you spoke on the phone with the person you now understand to be his wife and also co-owner of the property, correct? You were satisfied that you knew who owned the property then, after you
Yeah.
Yes.
talked to her, and so you moved in?
Yes,
And so when did you become distressed?
when we first tried to pay rent, the first month of rent, and they wouldn't let us because it was a card in her name. And then they wanted us to wire a transfer to a bank account that's not on the lease.
Well, did they want you to wire, or is it because you could not fulfill the payment through Zillow, which was what the agreement was in the first place?
So that was the only option they were giving us at that time. Like you pay through wire transfer, you don't pay it all.
Right, because our,
So you never had an option to pay through Zillow?
Oh,
no,
no,
we
we did.
did, but
Okay.
they wouldn't let
They
us
wouldn't let me.
pay with a card.
Zillow wouldn't let you pay.
No, they would not create a portal for her to pay.
So you want them to create two portals?
Well, the cards were in my name. We weren't married at this
Not my
time.
problem. You want them to create two portals, correct?
That's how every other
How did you-
landlord we've dealt with.
How did you
has-
pay when you paid your deposit?
We paid in an account on a card with her name on it and it worked no problem.
Through the portal?
Yeah,
Did they pay with a card with her name on it through the portal originally?
We don't see the payment method, but they paid under his name, yeah.
Okay, and then after that, a portal is created?
No, they're sent a request. We identified Trey, we had a conversation, said, hey, Trey, you're gonna be the primary. Is that okay with you? You're the only one that qualified for income. They said, okay. They process and put their information on their side. We don't see it. It accepts it. They have to accept the rental terms, et cetera. And then they made their payments.
Why couldn't you take the money out of her account and put it in your account and pay the rent?
He just wouldn't give.
I'm asking him.
because I only have a business account in my name, so I run a business and I don't have a personal checking account. I only have a business account.
Why couldn't you get one? You use your income to get the apartment, correct?
Yes, it's
Why-
because I have a past, I have felonies and I'm not able to open regular bank accounts.
So why would that be his issue and not your issue? Because you use your income to secure renting his property. And so he wants you to make payment.
Correct.
And now you're saying you can't make payment, it's gotta go through her name.
Right, but that's how we paid with a card with her name on it for the security deposit.
Okay,
we
so when
didn't
that
do
wasn't an
either.
option, the other option was to wire them the money.
Right, they wanted us to wire money to a bank account that was not listed on our lease.
But you don't wanna have a bank account in your name.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find a way to remedy it, and you don't like the way they wanna remedy it.
No, because when we tried to send the money, which is why they got a $1 fee, is because they flagged it, Green Dot flagged it as fraud because it was a transferring from one bank account to a whole completely different bank account, and they couldn't even find what that bank account was, which is what made us start digging in to all their different LLCs and wondering why they have so many different LLCs and so many different bank accounts in so many different states.
Sir, did your lease explain how rent is to be paid?
Yes.
I'm asking him.
Yes.
Where?
The payment terms.
It's on page, the second page, Your Honor.
It also lists the bank name for payments and security deposit.
Says acceptable forms of payment. You can do a direct ACH deposit and electronic wire deposit or Zillow rental portal. You were aware of this when you signed the lease then, correct?
Correct.
So why didn't you like it after you signed the lease?
Because the only option was a wire transfer.
But you knew that when you signed the lease.
To an account that's not on the lease.
It wasn't to the American Express
No.
National Bank?
No.
Which account were you trying to have them wired to?
American Express National Bank.
You have proof that it was different?
Yes.
Let me see.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I also want to say that when we are sending the wire transfer, we're under stress doing this. I mean, they're like forcing us to pay them rent.
Forcing you to pay them rent?
Yes,
No,
for the
no,
wire.
to
the wire
this
transfer.
wire.
Oh, because you gotta pay rent when you live in their house.
To this specific.
No, I mean,
account.
like, we didn't feel comfortable giving them a wire transfer, and it even states in their own email.
How did they force you? Did they put a gun to your head?
Well, no, but
That's
they're like,
why
we're
we
gonna
didn't do
kick you guys out if you don't pay rent.
Well, that's what happens in America.
No,
You rent someone's house and you pay rent, and if you don't pay it, we kick you
I
out.
understand, but we're trying to pay other ways, not through a wire transfer.
But those aren't your options. Your options were clear here. You can do wire transfer or you can do Zillow rental portal. Sounds like you couldn't do the portal, so that means your only other option, if you weren't going to get a bank account in his name, was to do wire transfer. I'm trying to determine whether or not the wire transfer location was the same listed here in their lease agreement.
and it's not, and the person we were dealing with at the time is Leah, which I'm not sure why she's not here because she was the one that was representing the home the whole
Okay.
time.
I don't know why Leia's not here, but can you, she's established as his wife and they own this property together.
Yeah, and we didn't know.
It's under a business name. So but all the business owners don't have to appear to court. Now, if you subpoenaed her here today because you wanted to take her testimony and she didn't appear, that's different. But you all didn't subpoena anyone. Do you have proof of where the wire transfer was supposed to go?
Yes.
Can you get that for me, please?
Yes, have this. Las Vegas, Nevada. One oh six two zero Southern Highlands Parkway.
Your Honor, we do have a printout of what they're looking at as
Can you
well.
get that, please? Thank you. What are you reading? Las Vegas, what are you talking about, sir? I'm not know, what are you reading?
I'm reading the actual payment that we made to that account that got flagged as fraud. That's why they got a $1 check.
Okay, well, I see PSI management and it says recipient Trey James Kiss. It says the property, and it also has electronic wire instructions. It says the instructions and the routing number. Did you receive this before? I don't know where you sent it. Just because you sent something somewhere that was flagged as fraud doesn't mean that you did it properly.
It
No,
says PSI property management.
But did you send it to his routing number like
The one that he
instructed?
texted us to, yes, and I have the number, I have him,
The text message of the
Yes.
routing number?
Yes.
Can you show him the text message of the routing number?
Yes.
Because sometimes you could mistype things. Maybe he texted the wrong routing number. I'll let him confirm that.
Actually, it was with Leia.
Well, some of those are theirs and some of them are
Oh, I'm
theirs.
sorry, Jen.
No, I probably didn't make that clear. Yeah, I think
No,
those
great.
ones are theirs.
It's, okay, yeah, that looks, there you go, sorry. about that.
Were you able to find the routing number, sir?
Yes. I'm sorry, there's so many.
You've also not provided any evidence of damage to your clothing. And I don't know what the security claim is for.
So our clothes just got like soaking wet on our basement floor. Must be smelling.
Your clothes were on the basement floor. They got soaking wet
Well, they were in hampers.
Yeah,
and you washed them and they could not get cleaned.
I mean, yeah, they were stinky.
You said what?
They were smelly.
Well, I don't know if they were smelly before they got washed. I don't know. You're saying because of the water you
Yeah,
showed
I
me?
mean, we just moved in. We had a bunch of clothes in the basement, flooded, a bunch of clothes got.
You have evidence of that and support of how much those clothes were. You have the routing number? Can you show him to see if that's the correct routing number for his account?
Your Honor, I'd have to take a second to go in and verify. I don't have them memorized.
It was redacted on the paperwork you provided.
I also have the receipt where we found out his name is Gideon. That's how we found out. I don't know if you want to see this.
It's a receipt?
It's a receipt.
Okay, we know his name is Gideon.
No,
Doesn't matter.
No, I just want to let you know that's how we found it.
we're just trying to make our case that this contract was signed under false pretenses.
It was not signed under false pretenses.
This is the correct.
It's the correct routing number.
And it does, for the record, show American Express National Bank. That address.
Thank you. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff. Your counterclaim is dismissed. You've not provided me any evidence to support that the property conditions caused you to be constructively evicted or even had a substantial impact on your ability to enjoy the use of the property. You've been living in this property without paying any rent. When he contacted you about the rent, your statements is that you're out on business getting the rent, but then he never got the rent. Then there's a back and forth about how you're going to pay him and your disagreement on how it's to be paid. When you understood this was the mechanism, the manner in which you can pay your rent when you sign the lease. So that's not a breach on his part, that's a breach on your part. I asked you specifically, what were the issues that you believe amounted to a breach of your habitability warranty? You said there was cracks in the foundation. The court viewed it. I do agree that there's some issues with the foundation that need to be addressed. And I saw some water coming through the foundation. You've not, however, showed me any evidence that it damaged anything that belonged to you, that you suffered any loss or any health concerns because of it, or that it actually was flooding. I did see some dampness in water that was there. I think that if the issue is not addressed, it could become a bigger issue, but I don't believe that these are issues that you can use as a mechanism to state that this is why you withheld your rent. Furthermore, the paperwork and proof that you showed me was that you notified him of the crack in the foundation on April 5th, which was after he asked you about your rent on April 3rd. The utility bill issue that you're referencing, I don't know if there was a balance prior to. You didn't provide any evidence of a statement from the utility bill, but what I do know is that you've been living there almost as long as you've been living there without paying rent, without paying the proper utility bill. So if you didn't know that there was a balance and now that needs to be paid to get turned over, that's an issue that could have been addressed earlier on, but it was your responsibility to get those utilities changed over into your name, and you did not do that. So that's why there's a non-payment, and it's not even in your name. Then the refrigerator issue. I saw where you notified him, I believe in February, end of February, about the refrigerator needing repairs. I saw where he immediately took diligent efforts to try to get the repairs. There was some rescheduling that didn't seem like was his issue. I think that was outside of his control. Some of the rescheduling was because of the utility or the warranty company that he used. Some of the rescheduling is because you, in one of those messages, said that you would be in Chicago on business. But I heard you tell me in open court that she don't even work. So that means she should have been at home to receive the refrigerator if you need the refrigerator to be replaced. The other statement that you made is that there was one finally that was presented to the property, but that it was stolen. The testimony that he's given that you've not rebutted was that there was finally a refrigerator that was delivered, that you confirm receipt of the refrigerator, that refrigerator later sat on the front porch of this property on Pennsylvania Avenue for an extended period of time, and then it was stolen. And then, no, it's not time to raise your hand because I gave you all 2 hours. I when I was quiet and let you have your day in court for a reason, and now your day on this matter is done. You let a refrigerator sit outside after it had been delivered because you failed to open the door when your wife said she was home. Don't talk when I'm talking. Your wife said she was home. No one bothered to get this refrigerator out. And now you have the audacity to file a claim to have him pay you for a refrigerator because you then had to go buy a refrigerator after he bought a refrigerator, had delivered, and several times no one answered the door when your wife does not work. And when you were notified that this is going to be delivered and you could have made reasonable efforts to make the home available. There was even an inquiry about whether or not they can enter the property when you were not there. But then it sounds like that's not something you were willing to let happen in the future, or because you're now claiming that somebody entered your property without your permission and they put a lockbox. I saw the picture that you put. I don't know if you put a lockbox on or before you moved in or after. He said it was before you moved in. One thing I do know is that the picture that you have that's zoomed in does not show me what's behind that other box that's there. So it could be that the picture that you're showing does not show the vantage point that you would like to show that would demonstrate that there was no lockbox in there when you moved in. I don't know. I don't even know if that, I can even look at the pictures that they presented about the property when in the condition that it was rented to you. It was an impeccable condition, like it was recently renovated.
Right.
Impeccable condition. So I can understand you're thinking that, oh, we're getting into a beautiful home, and I think the home is still beautiful. I think that the issue that you're talking about, which is a foundational issue, could come and be restored, but that issue did not in and of itself cause you to be constructively evicted from the home. I believe that you still enjoy good use and enjoyment of this home, and that you have been doing so without paying rent for the last 4 or going on 5 months. Lastly, the washer issue. It sounds like that was an issue that it's unclear if it was working when you moved in. The only thing I saw though was that you notified him on April 5th, again after April 3rd, that the washer never worked. But you didn't, I don't see anything that you moved in and said, hey, this washer is not working. The information you sent was the washer's not working and our clothes are wet, which means you probably were using it up until this time, and now April 5th, it's never worked and my clothes are wet. And even if your clothes are wet and the washer wasn't working, does he have a responsibility to repair it if it wasn't working when you moved in? Yes. Does that constructively evict you from the home? No. Because you can rent a home and go to the laundromat. So that doesn't mean you get to withhold $1,500 a month because the washer, which according to the lease was your responsibility to keep and repair, wasn't working, and you now claim that it wasn't working since you moved in. At best, it could have been an abatement, but I don't see where you notified him prior to April 5th, after your rent had not been paid, that it was never working. So with that being said, judgment is in favor for the plaintiff, $6,180 for past due rent plus court costs. I don't know what your court costs are.
Court costs were $269.18, Your Honor.
Plus court costs. You can make arrangements about how you're going to pay that, but judgment will enter if you want to enter a installment payment agreement. That's between the two of you all. And you can do that now. You can do it later, file with the court. That's up to you. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Any additional matters for the record?
Yes, one additional matter. We did file for a money judgment as well in this case. I do have the prorated numbers. The rent due and owing up to today's date is $5,745.97. Plus again, the court cost of $269.18, which would make the money judgment a total of $6,000.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
did you hear him talking?
I do.
Did I excuse you?
I don't think I was heard fairly in court.
I'm sorry that you feel that way because he spoke at length. I gave you ample time to speak. Whenever you ask me if you can say something, I let you.
Right, but we have way more to talk
I asked you,
about.
did you have any more evidence?
You said
You said you
No,
didn't.
I said I want to see anything that came prior to your failure to pay the rent. You sat there, I quietly waited while you looked and pulled out the evidence that you said came after or before April 5th, and that's all you gave me.
No, because you were asking for specific things
No.
about
Foundation.
I didn't. I asked you to tell me all the issues and I wrote them down. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? And I said, well, give me paperwork that supports these things prior to. The only thing that you told me happened after or before, I should say, the only thing you said that happened before the April 3rd date was the refrigerator and the washer, but you couldn't provide me proof that you reported the washer. The proof that you reported the washer was for April 5th, and the proof on the refrigerator was February 26th.
The biggest issue.
We didn't even talk about the biggest issue.
The biggest
though, is the
issue
thing.
is what were before any eviction happened, and is why we didn't pay rent, is because we dug into them and found out all of their fraudulent
They're
practices.
Has nothing to do with your lease and why you didn't pay your rent. And that's
It does, it's against
the judgment,
landlord-tenant law.
you can go, bye, judgment in favor of the plaintiff.
May I approach?